Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm going to wait for a second because I'm going to do them at the exact same time. What's up, everybody? It is your friendly neighborhood BJJ podcaster, Razak Sparza, coming to you live right now. It is 4:13 Best Coast time. We are actually into the main card of tonight's UFC hashtag Vegas 14. I hope that you are having a wonderful evening. My name is Razak Sparza. I host a little show called The Grappling Hour. Maybe you heard of it. Maybe you haven't. If you haven't, maybe you should know. So tonight we are preparing for 5 main fights. We will be doing fight companion commentary, analysis, jokes, a little bit of everything. So hopefully you're in a mood to have some fun here tonight, and I will take your questions, comments, concerns, hints, allegations. We are about to see our good friend Kay Hansen take on Corey Mckenna, who, by the way, in a earlier notation from our good friend Dan Hubler. And remind you, this is what Dan was saying, not us. He was actually suggesting that you put some money, you bet, what is that, $250 for Corey Mckenna to win $425 on your return. So just so you know, that it's Dan Hubler that suggested that. We, however, here are going for Kay Hansen, who is a friend of the show, who trains out in Orange County and had an impressive win earlier this year. They got some props from one Ronda Rousey. So that's what's going on. I just saw my green screen in the background, which means I need to kill that a little bit more. So very excited for tonight's fights. Hope you're having a great time. If you have any kind of things that you want to say, feel free to say them over on our comment section. We will be checking in with you all night, and I'm already having a blast. We do have a little saying here, which is if you give us a like and a share on our Facebook, we give you a cheers, a toast, just like we do those fighters who get finishes within regulation. And we already got one from our good friend Adam Woods. So Adam, you will be getting a toast in a little bit, but I will have to take care of business at hand, which is giving some love to our friend Kay Hansen, who is about to get it on in the octagon. Although you have to give it a like. I see the share. I don't see the like yet. So here we go. First round. Kay Hansen looking very, very solid coming in. Good stance over on that side. She is with the ponytail, also in the black apparel, while Mckenna is in the white shirt, rash guard, and the black and white shorts. What is up, Aurora? We are watching Kay Hansen get to work right now against Corey Mckenna. So very excited for this fight, not just because we know Kay, but because we're expecting big things. We're going to hope good things for her here tonight. Hopefully they find their way all throughout the evening. So I should probably put the banner up that says what fight we are on. My apologies for not putting it up earlier. We are trying to rush through. There are going to be 5 main card fights here tonight. We, of course, lost a couple due to different reasons. I believe one of which might have been due to a little bit of a weight cutting or COVID problem. At this point, we just say either or. Corey Mckenna looking very nice in some of these counters. So very, very solid work by her. Kay, a lot of bounce on her step thus far in. So we are seeing Kay already making an impression here in the UFC, but Mckenna is no slouch. Mckenna has made a huge impression on the Dana White Contender Series. So seeing these two go head to head is very much indicative of the future of their vision. Nice reversal by Mckenna, who has Kay pinned up against the cage and is keeping pressure on her heavy with 3:26 left to go in this very first round. You're going to probably see her try to go for a trip here. So then that is going to play very nicely. She has double unders over here and beautiful toss down by Kay, who reverses the position, now gets to work on her side. She ducks under to change level. Now she's going to try and go around this leg. She is about to pick her up and slam her down, but Corey Mckenna is keeping her balance thus far in. This is a very nice reversal from Kay. This is going to be a lot of pressure that is going to be put on Mckenna, who is going to get out of it. Now the two of them separate. 2:47 left to go in round the first. Very excited to see how this is going to play out. Like we mentioned, Kay, friend of the show, looking very solid thus far in, and she does have a game opponent here. Mckenna is not backing up in any way, shape, or form in this 1-2 counter right now. Connects with Kay Hansen's face. Beautiful jab there by Kay. And I do have to appreciate how McKenna is continuously moving with her punches. So when she sees that Kay is about to engage, she's doing a very solid job of moving her head, which makes it very difficult for her to be pinned down in this one. What's up, Pedro? Good to see you. I'm sorry, Pedro. You can tell that's when the beer is starting to take hold. Kay now has double unders here, back up against the cage. Look for Kay to probably try to get a takedown here. I do feel like that is very indicative of her game. I wouldn't be surprised if she almost tosses her down at some point here. McKenna very wildly is able to get out of it, goes for a single leg, maybe double on her own accord. Kay maybe thinking about trying to hit her from here, but being very, very watchful as to how she's going to finish on this pipe run. So 124 left here. This is a very interesting element. So without a ton of significant difference between the two of them, Kay started to bring in some elbows. Very nicely done there, Kay. Kay trying to get that almost 100% grip. Now almost kind of thinking about a guillotine here. She has a good grip. She just needs to be able to bring her hand over to finish it, but instead using it as a very controlling mechanism, which is disorienting a little bit of McKenna's posture. Kay trying to cup the back. Now almost seems like she wanted to try and scoop up and go around the back. Gets a nasty knee on McKenna. Now Kay has the back here. There is 42 seconds. That is enough time. Kay has secured the back. Now she has a good wrist control over here. She is bringing one of her arms on over. You are seeing McKenna try to 2-on-1 that one. She brings it around. She's trying to punch on back. I would not suggest trying to do that. She has secured herself out of part of that, and now she may have to just eat this last 17 seconds in this very bad position. But this is probably going to be enough to secure Kay round number 1. So very, very proud of the performance thus far in by one Kay Hansen. So let's see what round 2 brings on it. So anyway, let's give some love to everybody who's watching right now. Thank you so much for watching along with us. We appreciate you. Let's give some love to our sponsors. One, Nogi BJJ Gear. Use the promotional code Grappling Hour 15 to save. What's that? 15% off of whatever you put in your cart. Plus, let's give some love to our friends over at DodgyCollective.com. Those folks have some of the best artwork in the world. In fact, some of which can be seen. Look at that. Right over here. Look at that. It's for our good friend Milton Aguayo, his academy. It is MMA Academy. And we got major love for those folks. So give them some love, because we always try to support our friends in the community who do good work. And I will tell you that Milton is probably one of the best. I think, how do I put this? He's probably one of the best striking coaches that I've had the pleasure to get to work with. Even though I'm not a fighter, I still love trying to learn a little bit of the art, so that when I do fun stuff like this, I know how to communicate. And more importantly, I know how to talk to the fighters about it, because it is a whole different world. What's up, Submission Only Series? I take you are watching the Kay Hansen fight against Corey right now. And it's a very good first round for Kay, as she was able to secure the back at the end of that first round. Let's go to the second round right now. You are seeing McKenna still trying to keep this a stand-up fight right now, especially understanding a little bit of how mechanics are going to work for Kay's ability to control that back. Here we go. It is kind of weird to see a little tag on there that says, "This fight is brought to you by Chick Fight." Chick Fight. If you like this, maybe you'll like this movie. We don't know. It's on demand. People can't go to movies right now. 4:30 on my clock. That's what's going up. What is up, Garage Auto Estufa? Thanks for watching along. We're watching UFC Vegas 14. This is the main card, and it is right now starting off with Kay Hansen versus Corey Mckenna. Kay, of course, friend of the show. We're very much rooting for her. We hope good things for her, and she's been putting a pretty good effort in thus far. And now we are seeing Kay push McKenna against the cage. Beautiful control. McKenna trying to squirm on out on the outside of it. Kay not letting up at all. Almost about to get the second underhook here, but instead gets a punch to break out of it. Two of them return to the center of the octagon. I have 3:45 on my clock, and you are seeing McKenna try to get a little bit of that hit and run away. Kay comes in with a kick. McKenna doesn't eat the worst of it, but the two of them are really game to try and make this a little bit more of a stand-up now that they've utilized that cage for a little bit more. Nice knee by Kay right there. Second knee right there that connects on the button of the chin. They break up for a second time right now. Very nice. You're seeing Mckenna try to chase her down a little bit, but Kay holding her ground, starting to move her feet a little bit more. Beautiful 1-2 by Kay. Mckenna tries to return on it. Good uppercut. Both of them push themselves out of danger for a split second right now. We return back on over. Nice 1-2 crack by Mckenna. Does connect. Kay keeping her distance. Gets in a nice kick to break up the fight. Kay's got a really nice straight arm right there. Very good work with it continuously all the way throughout. So here's what we've got going on. We've got a solid thus far fight between the two of them, and that is now, just right now, hit its midpoint. Beautiful knee by Kay. Very well done there. Mckenna not really enjoying eating that knee. And so far you're seeing a very nice test of the UFC for both of these ladies. Right now, Jared Gordon is saying both these ladies are getting after it, and that is as you see Kay get back control over here, and Mckenna doesn't quite rip the grip, almost gets a nice nasty suplex here. Kay is immediately going to start looking to get this rear naked choke. It is looking pretty good. It's a short choke version. Mckenna is in trouble here. I can't see a better angle on it, but now gives up her back entirely. Now this may be a little rough around the edges, but this is going to give Kay a lot of time here. That's a very, very solid attack that she has. Kay, for a split second, is now transitioning here. She may try to switch on over to the armbar, which would only endear her more to the Ronda Rousey crowd that gave her the props in the first place. Loses the control of it, and now you're going to see Mckenna work from on top, which is going to be the first time that you're really seeing that happen. Kay starting to try and keep one arm isolated while she gets one hook on the leg for underneath for a butterfly, and the second hook now almost using into a rubber guard control. This is going to be a real good test for Kay, because this is her getting pushed up against the cage by Mckenna, who may not have too many attacks here other than just trying to punch her in there. So if Kay is able to kind of eat this and find her way back up against the cage, she'll be able to make something work from here. She is thinking about it very, very, very quickly to see if she can maybe get something else here. I did notice that submissions only series did say bad strategy. I mean, at this point, it's the strategy that you got to make it work. So it may cost her a little bit here, but it says risky sub, too much time to suck on the bottom. I would agree, and you said not suck. I would agree with that, except for one thing, which is if you have a solid armbar, it is very difficult to tell somebody not to go for it. And if you've already proven you can do it once in the UFC, it's very tempting to go down that line once again. I personally don't love to chase armbars in that position. That's just me. I also don't have the world's best armbar, though I will armbar Mike Wilson. That's just different. That's a very different thing. I wouldn't think just because I armbar Mike Wilson that would work in the UFC. That's just my thought. Anyway, hope you guys are enjoying this one. What is up, Daniel Murray? Appreciate you all for tuning in with us right now. We are having a blast. As I mentioned earlier, we had our good friend Dan Hubler say to take the action on Corey Mckenna, and it said that Hanson's last fight against Frey, she did a great job of demonstrating both strong and weak spots in her game. Can I tomorrow? Is that what you're asking? That's dicey. We'll see. I mean, I don't think that tomorrow any part of what you and I are rolling with is going to be what anybody will call enjoyable, but it will be angry. There will be lots of trash talk in between the moments that we are rolling, but we'll see. Maybe that's not what I'm going for, Mike. Maybe I'm saying that to get your brain somewhere else. No off to the genius switch there, Mike. But it says, demonstrating both strong and weak spots in her game, Hanson is a submission threat at all times, but her stand-up is still a liability. What is up, Cho? Thank you very much for watching along right now. We're about to enter round number 3. Dan was also saying on the feet, Hanson is also often flat-footed and plodding and struggles to match the pace of more experienced strikers. She has worked to improve on this, even committing to the world of pro boxing, where she has posted a 1-4 record over the past 2 years. So that is why Dan Hubler, again, I'm going to emphasize Dan Hubler, not Rafa Esparza, said to take the action against that. However, Submission Only Series says Hanson's striking looking good today, and I would have to agree with that. I think that her movement has been quite consistent, and I do understand the flat-footedness, but the difference is, what are you doing with your flat foot? Are you just going to stay there? Or are you going to continue moving along to create different angles? So I love the idea of saying someone is flat-footed, but the difference is, what are you doing with it? And you say landing knees off of the break. She has been very consistent there. That round 1 was easily Kay's. The round 2 with just a little bit of a 1-minute control time against that cage. Might be dicey to give that one over to Mckenna, but we do know judges sometimes be cray. And it says she's moving her head a lot more. I would also give some credit to Mckenna for moving her head, because when she's gotten in some of these bad exchanges with Kay, I think the thing that's kept her afloat was how she's moved her head on some of them. I wouldn't say that her striking is necessarily even better than Kay's, but it has been interesting to watch. This third round has a lot of critical implication to it, even though you still feel like the majority of the rounds have been won by Kay. Never want to just live on that. What is up, Alex? Beautiful takedown by Kay Hansen. That is going to be a crucial element. Now grabbing around here, this could set up a nice head and arm triangle, but if she can get even to mount, that would be a great game for Kay. Mckenna doing a decent job of maybe trying to go to that quarter. It's this critical takedown indeed. I would agree with that. Huge, very, very important and timely, one might say here. This is one of the few times that I'm saying we're going to root against Dan Hubler's pick, because he's trying to win you money here. And I understand that he's trying to give you the rationale behind it, that if you watch some of Kay Hansen's MMA fights, you know that she kind of likes a really, really dirty and grimy scrap. We've seen her in some wars before, so this is nothing new to a number of people who have watched her kind of deal these sort of punishing rounds out. In the third round, there's 2 minutes and 30 seconds left here. So now the question is Mckenna going to be able to re-guard? Because if Kay continues to pass here, that's going to be the game for it. Now she has kind of a north-south kind of approach here. She's just not clear on the legs. She may hold her down for a split second to see what she can impose. There is maybe a split second of thinking about a Dars, but instead Mckenna pushes the arm away, and Kay has to take a slight little break from that and instead just be content in being in this almost I say, twister side control kind of element. Now you see Mckenna kind of hold on for dear life on that. She tried to grab underneath. She does get to a guard here with 1:43 left to go. A very, very solid all-around fight. I'm very pleased to say that I think Kay is doing a very, very good job thus far. And Kay, don't you go for a leg lock. You pin that down and you continue to go all the way through. Not saying she was going to, but we know some jiu-jitsu people who would. So she is kind of racking up that leg, seeing if she could create a little bit of pressure. Mckenna trying to get that Kimura grip to see if she is going to maybe rip it out from Kay. It's loosening, but it's not enough to get Kay to break out here. It says got to try to stand or she's going to lose. That is very possible. Kay working on this head and arm choke. There's 1 minute to go. And what better way to pay homage to one Rafael dos Anjos than getting this beautiful head and arm choke? And you do see McKenna gets out of it. It is dicey. You might see a rechamber here from Kay Hansen, who is still looking for the finish with 43 seconds left to go. And beautiful read by Corey Mckenna, who does get back up on top. Now she's got 36 seconds left to go. And I don't think that's going to be enough to make an impression on the referees. Short of a stoppage here, Kay tries to cup underneath. However, that cupping may just cost her a little bit of taking some right now to the face from the punching. You've seen Mckenna have some top control time, but not more dominant than Kay's time. So we will see her get out there. It says not mad at that head arm. Not at all. That is a worthy experimentation to try and lock up a fight finish, and I think it's going to be enough for the referees to go ahead and give it a stop while they both exchange some nice words to each other as we see the judges now get their time. It says takedown gives Hanson the decision, in my opinion. Oh no, Corey Mckenna is hopping on over to her corner. That does not bode well. I guess the question is, what the fuck happened to her? And that is the fight there, folks. We await the decision, and it says, and the sub attempts, not just once, but at least twice trying for that head and arm triangle. We also saw her maybe think about that Darce. I don't think that's enough right there. But for all of those things and more, I think you have to give Kay that round, which does beg the question, does she pull it off? What is up, B. Johnson? Thank you for joining us. So happy you're here. We are so pleased to have all of you guys here. We're having a good time. We're watching the UFC Vegas 14 card. That is the first of 5 fights. That means there's going to be 4 fights left to go. I have been drinking this, and this is one Fat Orange Cat. In case you guys were wondering, it's pretty delicious. It's one that sneaks up on you. It is a 7.2 on the alcohol content, which is nice. And because I trained today, what is that? That's 7.2 alcohol. So that means, what is that? 92% water. I'm fine. It's just rehydrating me. Let's hear the official decision. And here we go. Your official notes from one Bruce Buffer, who says, after 3 rounds, scorecards say 29-28, unanimous decision for Corey Mckenna. Okay. Wow. You're hearing Bisping say it is a very close match. So did Uriah Faber go over to the judges? Did he say, like, hey, you guys want a selfie or something? Obviously, we're kidding. He is a friend of the show. I'm just having a hard time seeing that, because that second round, all you saw was her get the takedown toward the end. The third round trying to justify how the submission attempt that was initiated by Kay would only come up to hurt her in the end with only 5 seconds left to go. So I guess we really have to see the strikes and that CompuStrike note, but I don't feel that's going to be enough. I see a note here from our good friend Mike that says, don't know about that one. You and the rest of us, bud. I would love to see what Twitter has to say on that one, because that seems highly suspect to me. And more importantly, I guess this does give us an opportunity to hear what Corey is going to say in her post-fight interview. So I think they're going to talk about some of these counters that she had and some of the head movement that she was able to kind of miss on some of these Kay Hansen-led attacks. So yeah, she was good countering of that. We can 100% agree on that. It says, got to factor in those sub attempts that ended up on bottom. I mean, the whole point of a submission attempt is that it should be an offensive attack. So especially when they become a little dicey, like how long do you have to keep the submission attacks, I guess is the rule. So right now, Bisping is saying to her, how would you feel when they were doing that? And she said, I felt like I did enough. She said it was a great fight. She's saying hopefully she put in a good performance and impressed Dana. So Bisping is asking about the limping now. The response is, as my ankle, I'm fine. I'll be fine. I like that she's saying she wants to get straight back in there, despite the fact that clearly something is wrong with her ankle. And she's like, I'm fine. Put me back in next week. It's like, can you walk to the end of that room? Do you really want to fight next week? Okay. Well, what are we going to say about this one? This is confusing. What's up, Doris? It says McKenna knows she's lost. I don't know that that's the case, Mike. I think you're reading into that one a little bit more. I think that she feels that she did enough to win it, and I think it's a sincere thing. I think that she probably figures it wasn't the best version of it. Oh my God. Homegirl from Trophy Wife has a Khabib shirt on. So you know they're doing their homework on these movies. But yes, she is on a movie called Chick Fight, and she is actually very funny, so I like her a lot. So good for her. All right. Well, that doesn't feel great. And I think that the hardest part about it is that when you watch these things, you kind of sit here and obviously you can be surprised by it. It's just the justification of it. It's the justification of seeing what the fuck we just saw and trying to make some kind of rationale thought logic behind it. But there you have it. Kay Hansen, though, not at all displeased with you. It wasn't a fight finish, but you know what? Because it was a robbery, we'll just say cheers to you, a friend of the show. Very, very pleased with your performance. We thought you should have won, but to Kay, cheers. So they're about to go in just a second with some more fights as they, oh God. I just like, it says, she said closer than I would have liked. Yeah, I don't think that's the case. And our good friend, Milton Aguayo, actually chimed in and said, yo, am I blind? Did Kay Hansen not win that fight? Anyway, eek. That's fucking stupid. I mean, I'm glad that other people are chiming in and saying that, so. Anyway, if you guys have questions, comments, concerns, hints, allegations, hit me up in the chat section. I would say this, unfortunately, as a result of this, our good friend Dan Hubler is correct that he did kind of signal you to go ahead and put some money on one Corey Mckenna, and it did pay off, though none of us feel great about it. And honestly, that is one that Dan will, in truth, probably tell you that probably didn't go the way it was supposed to. So that's what you got going up right now. And it said McKenna was a big underdog too. What a scrap. And that is from Leon Murphy. That was weird. Anyway, fam, hope you guys are having a great night. Hope you're enjoying this. We're going to give this a couple shares. So want to make sure you guys are having a blast as well. I'm going to make sure to take care of you guys. If you have questions, comments, concerns, hints, allegations, all of that good jazz, I'm more than happy to take them as we keep this thing going. And it says Bully B 170. Wow, both these girls are tough as nails. That is an understatement. That we can get behind. It's just ridiculous to see how it ended in terms of a fight result. All right. Looking for some notes, looking for some comments as we are doing this thing. Glad you guys have been watching along with us. Again, the beverage of tonight is one Fat Orange Cat. Digging you guys watching along. Allen and Strickland is coming up next in just a moment. So hope you guys are enjoying this. There's only a few more fights left here tonight. This is a catch weight at 195. So that is a little bit crazy. And it said here earlier at weigh-ins, Abdul, Razak, Al-Assan, and Eric Anders and Louis Smoka missed weight for their respective bouts. Al-Assan stepped in at 172.5 pounds, 1.5 pounds over the welterweight non-title limit. Anders weighed in at 187.5 pounds, 1.5 pounds over the middleweight non-title limit. Smolka weighed in at 139, 3 pounds over the bantamweight non-title limit. All of their bouts were scheduled to proceed at catchweight, and they were each fined 20% of their individual purses. However, Anders pulled out of the fight the next day as a consequence of weight cut, and his bout was canceled. They still didn't say what exactly happened with the other ones, though. Anyway, that's ridiculous, dude. Cannot believe that is what we watched, but it is what it is. So we're getting ready to go to our next one. Brandon Allen, Sean Strickland. Let's put up that banner. Let's get you guys set. Let's shake that off. Let's get that out of our system. That's what we're doing, right? I like that our friend Submission Only Series says closer than I would have liked. Boof. Woof. All right. I'm trying to see here if you guys have other notes. Joffrey, thank you very much for the like, my friend. Appreciate you, bro. It says having trouble connecting. Please check your internet connection. Hopefully this is still going well. Hopefully you guys can see this going on. We'd like to thank you watching in over on YouTube and over on Facebook. That is a very, very nice thing to see when we look around and catch who's catching along with us these fights. Makes it a fun excursion to do some of these broadcasts. Look at that. Getting some more love from our friends as we are watching the fights tonight. All right, I'm going to unplug this and keep this going right now. It says having trouble connecting. Eek. That's not great. All right, well, hopefully you guys are seeing this live and in time. We're going to, again, try to share this video. Sometimes it is difficult to do. But I will ask you in the meantime, who do you guys have for this next fight? Let's go ahead and put the names in here. Let's see. All right, let's see if this works now. Hopefully it does. I don't know why it's being such a bitch about this communication, but here we have it. I'm going to also try and turn off the Wi-Fi and see if maybe that helps it out a little bit. But I'm going to make sure that's plugged in. Anyway, friends, I don't know why. Oh, there we go. Now it's finally starting to play along. I don't know why I was doing that. It's giving me problems. The hardest part about having issues when you're on live is that you can't fix it. Like, you can't have a young Jamie come on and be like, oh, I've got this fixed. It's like, no, I'm the one fixing it, Dick. Let's do this. Let us tweet and give a question. I like that people are chiming in with our buddy Milton and saying that's a huge follow, a huge, ridiculous thing to say. It was a huge robbery in that last fight. All right. Enjoying this. Stoked you guys are sticking around with us right now. We're about to share this on our Facebook, and we're going to Sean Strickland fighting up next, fam. Brandon Allen at 15-3, who has a tribal tattoo of some sort on his arm. I think he has a Bible verse somewhere else, and that looks like, I think it's supposed to be a state or a country or a region, and it does not look good. Tattooed on his body. So if you're looking for anything better there, you're not you're not gonna get it in terms of a tattoo. I mean, the tribal tattoo looks good. Sean Strickland already starting to walk down. Very nice. Action is already off to a brisk pace right now. Allen using some good solid jabs here. Appreciate y'all sticking with us this evening. We got a lot of work to do here. We still have 3 more fights after this one. And Adam Martin was saying Strickland versus Allen is the best fight in the card tonight. I really hope we hear Strickland talk trash, as you do see Allen starting to try and bully Strickland up against the cage there thus far in. Looks like they're not knowing how to use the Twitter app inserts right now. Those widgets are not coming out beautifully. But you know what is coming out quite nicely, though? Allen's a little bit of setup there. Ooh, Strickland caught that for a split second. I got a comment here, and it says, I believe both guys could easily come away with the win this fight. Well, that is not an actual pick there, my friend. What's up, Sarah? Hope you're doing great. Says from our good friend Milton, it says right now, Granger, Al-Assan, and RDA. I was leaning Felder because of RDA's last 5, then realized he fought Colby Usman and Edwards. LOL, he should be fine tonight. Fair enough. Well, let's send this on over to our good friend Milton in a second. However, you are seeing Strickland start to put some pressure over on Allen. Allen was looking good on the stretch to begin with, and he's tried to go for a switch reversal here, not doing anything with it, but instead he tried to get out of it, not getting it. Strickland gets one hook in, trying to weigh him down and bring him there. Allen does not want to cooperate, and instead is still pressed up against this cage. Strickland doing a great job of keeping this control. That is one of the hardest controls to keep when you are trying to do this as a game. We'll go ahead and send our friend a quite nice message in a minute, but I like where Milton's at. Al-Assan, though, is not on the card anymore, though. So, oh, no, he is. Yeah. We're just talking about how the catch weights happened this evening, which is ridiculous to see, but it does happen. Allen coming in with a nice right hand right there, pops up Strickland for a split second. Now he's starting to bully him back up. He does not want to engage in kind of a wrestling bout between the two. Tony, appreciate you, bro. Thank you for being around. 146. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling right now, I mean, Strickland, if he can make this a very dirty game against the cage and kind of keep this all the way stuck over there, uses a little bit of his wrestling, showing some good signs thus far in, I think Allen really has been very consistent on making this striking very solid. So that's going to be the game that we've got here. Tony, hope you're doing well, man. Are you enjoying UFC Vegas 14? If not, that's not my problem. It isn't, but I still enjoy you being here. I just hope you're enjoying what you're seeing here. Strickland now doing some nice countering of his own. Strickland looking good with his boxing right now. It took him a little bit to get there, but we're there. You will see Allen is in the red trunks, Strickland in the black trunks. So we got that note a little bit earlier that was asking about, oh, just in case you don't know who Allen is, he does have his name tattooed on his back, by the way. Now Strickland doing a smarter job of kind of evading some of those punches, though. And Strickland gets his wish to put this up against the cage, using that head pressure, making life a little bit difficult for one Allen. And Allen has 28 significant strikes to Strickland's 35. So he has been able to make this a way more competitive bout as it's gone on in the first round. However, Allen did connect with him really, really nicely with the overhand right there. And then we'll make it to the end of the first round. And thus far, a solid fight. So let's go ahead and give this a share real quick here, fam. What is up, Jay Peltsky? Glad you could join us. My name is Rafa Sparza. We are watching some fights thus far in. We're having a blast. Hope you are too. I'm going to give this a share on my own social media. Hope you guys will too. If you give us a like and a share, we give you a toast on air. Of course, that is how we do things here on our show. So don't go anywhere. Get excited. Sit back. We've got a long ways to go. There's still 3 more fights after this. So you don't want to go anywhere. I don't want you to go anywhere. That's how we're all doing it. Watching UFC Vegas 14. Join in. Let's go ahead and do this real quick. We're going to do a nice little plug for our friend and do something nice as opposed to usually in our realm of giving him shit, which we should. But today we're going to do something nice. All right. So let's see what this comment says here. It says, hey, what's up, everybody? I just wanted to point out something. I don't know that you could see this right now. I was going to do a plug, but we're already back at the fights, and we're seeing Strickland put it on Allen. So we'll do that commercial afterwards. But we were trying to do something nice for Melt, but we'll do it afterwards. And I realize now that it puts the name of his academy backwards on this camera, so I actually have to film it and make it not be dumb to do that. So I will do that at the break. Until then, let's all watch this right now, fam. Strickland looking very solid now in this first round. Allen starting to get a little life into him, starting to bounce back a little bit more, gets a nice knee. Allen does not really connect on it, though. Strickland now playing a little bit more defense. It takes a nice little kick to the outside leg. Ooh, Allen doing some good chops there. I like those chops to that leg. Good on him. For a split second, I thought I saw Strickland look like he was trying to chokeslam Allen. I was like, bro, I don't think we can do that here. James, how do you have it scored thus far in? We are in the first round. Being done. Oh, Strickland now is putting Allen on Dream Street, and you will see the end of the fight. Woo! Good work. That means we have a cheers coming up right now. We will do that. That was fun to watch. Good for Strickland. Strickland feeling maybe a little emotional or feeling a little bit of himself. We'll have to kind of figure it out as it goes along. He comes over to make sure Allen is okay. He has a giant ice pack on his head. That was a good one, man. All right, let's do a quick little promo for our friend Melt, who, by the way, is the shirt that I'm wearing here. I don't think you can see it just yet. I'll take that off. That's Milton's Academy. So. All right, here we go. They will take a moment to do that. We'll give him a toast at the end of the break, but you're going to see me do a live quick commercial over this way. And we're going to do it in just a second. I want to make sure I have this tweet pulled up here. Our good friend Milton Aguayo is saying, I was leaning Felder because of RDA's last 5, then realized he fought Colby, Usman, and Edwards. He should be fine tonight. Yes, well, of course. I also want to give a big shout out to Milt. Check this out. Milton's Academy, the MMA Academy. Look at this nice t-shirt. Milton only goes for the highest quality t-shirts, which is great because his no-gi is good, but his gi is trash. We're going to do that one more time. The joke is supposed to be his gi is trash. So here we go. Yo, we want to give a big shout out to our good friend Milton Aguayo, and here's the reason why. I'm wearing his shirt. You can check this out. His Academy, MMA Academy. It's great. Some of the best striking instruction you'll get. So I'll tell you this, high quality striking academy, but, you know, so gi work. That's all I'm saying. We'll do that one more time. You can tell I'm a perfectionist because we're doing a third line read on this one. Here we go. We want to give a shout out to our good friend Milton Aguayo. Check out his t-shirt that we're sporting here for our fight companion. It says MMA Academy. Go check them out. High quality striking. Gi. And there you have it. That's how you cut a promo. Third time's the charm. Also, increasingly difficult to do a promo after you've had a couple beers. So that's what we got going on right now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that fight. We're going to do a toast to Sean Strickland in a moment. And when we do, we will do that. Should I do a beer cheers for Milt? Okay, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to do that one last time here, friends. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hey, this cheers goes on out to our good friend Milton Aguayo, who gave us this shirt. Check this out, MMA Academy. Go check it out. High level striking. Gi, that's okay. Cheers. That'll get them. So anyway, what's up, Gracie Magazine? Good to see you guys. All right. We love it when our friends stop in to say hello. Look at this knockout, though. We have to do a toast for one Sean Strickland. We'll do that after we hear his interview in just a second here. So, man. I was saying how Allen looked good at the very beginning with the strikes, but then watching Sean Strickland get in a little bit more there. Does Sean still have his mouthpiece in? Someone should tell him to take that out. So Strickland is saying in his interview he really wanted to drop this guy. He has 14 days between UFC wins. That's pretty funny. And Bisping is getting sass from Strickland, which I appreciate. So I think he's saying it's representative of our country, 1776, which was the day that we beat the British, or the year, I guess we should say. So good for them. So I guess he is saying right now that he is going to watch this, go back to the drawing board, see what he has to improve, and then he will make those improvements as he needs to, which understandably so. I mean, I get it, man. He says he could tell something was happening when he was hitting him, and he said, man, you can tell when you're hitting somebody and you can see that the lights are on, but nobody's home. Ashley Yoder is going to be coming up next, but very much appreciate you guys for sticking around and watching along with us here tonight. Y'all are the best. So I think Sean is saying, hey, man, he wants to go back, work on his cardio, and make that happen for him. But that's what happens when you take a fight that quickly of a turnaround. And Sean gives a nice shout out to the fans. This shirt, check this out, MMA Academy. Go check it out. High level. What's up, Misfits, BJJ? So right now they are kind of vamping. So what we have to do whenever we make one of these things, we have to look at it, we have to proof it. All right, fam. Who do you have in this next fight? I'm going to put up the banner right now. Do you have Yoder or do you have Miranda Granger? Tell us in the comments section. We would love to hear who you have. So let's do this on Twitter. Tag that young man. Tell him we appreciate him giving us a t-shirt. Milton, good people. Enjoy that dumb kid. All right, let's give this some love. I also have to do a toast to our good friend Adam Woods. Hey, listen, this toast goes on out to our good friend Adam Woods. Adam Woods. I don't know if you guys know this about Adam Woods. Adam Woods was the guy who actually told Vince McMahon, you know what would be a great storyline if we gave Mae Young the ability to give birth to a hand? A human? No. Like a hand, just a hand. And that's where you get wrestling history. So, cheers to you, Adam Woods. One of the worst segments of all time in wrestling history. Anyway, wish him the best. So, very much appreciating y'all for this evening. Hope you're having a good night. If not, I mean, I guess that's not really my fault. If you are, is what it is. Cheers, man. All right. It says Valentina is very smart. She tries to make her opponents feel bad. I guess they're promoting next week's fights. So we'll go ahead and get on that train in just a moment. My appreciation to those of you who are tuning in. If you give us a like and a share, we will give you a toast, just like we're about to do right now for one Sean Strickland. I do have a note here that says, loving the haircut. Thank you so much. I needed one. It was getting a little too long. I like to keep my hair kind of tight and short, but during the pandemic, I did notice it was getting a little wild. It was getting a little wavy. I don't really like to do that if I don't have to. Anyway, appreciate you, kid. Anyway, we're going to give another cheers out in a moment. That one's going to go to Sean Strickland. It says, I like Granger in this fight. Okay, that's cool. I feel you. I see you. I get that. I get a love over here. Christopher, did you give us a like and a share? I didn't see the share yet, but if you did, just let me know. I'll take care of it with the toast in just a moment. So that's what I got. Oof. It's been a busy night here, kids. We have been keeping this shit going out all night long. So making sure that that got sent properly, and then we can go on to our next order of business, which is asking the rest of you. And it says, I did. Look at that. We're going to have to give you a toast right now. All right. We did one pro wrestling one. Let's keep that little theme going here right now. So I know a lot of credit was given to the kid who reacted with this face when The Undertaker lost for the first time at a WrestleMania, but nobody gave credit to the second kid. That second kid was Christopher James Velez, and his reaction was, that was supposed to be a big moment. So for you, Christopher James Velez, I'm very sorry that you had to see The Undertaker lose at a WrestleMania. I still think it's bullshit. We all do. But cheers to you, man. Thank you so much for almost making WrestleMania history. We'll someday get to the point where we see somebody in fighting hit a tombstone pile driver as a transition. One day it'll happen. Promise you guys. But appreciate you guys all for being here. Again, a like and a share will get you a nice little cheers toast. We did one for you. I also have to do one for Sean, and I will do that one right now. Look at that toast. Cheers to you, bud. All right, here we go. This toast goes on out to Sean Strickland. Yo, fam, I don't know what you were doing. That knockout there, it was savage, man. Like, it hurt me. That's how good it was. But I just want to make a major compliment to you, dude. You got back in there. You did a quick turnaround. You're making UFC history out that way, and you deserve a nice little toast here, and that's what we're giving you here at the Grappling Hour. So cheers to you, my friend. Also, please never hit me. That would be very bad for me. Just saying what you did there. Just saying. Eek! So that's some knowledge to go ahead and pull this way. Rolling through tomorrow. All right, let me make sure these two things got sent over and we can return back to business. Still 3 more fights left here to go. I'm going to make sure that we give Dan's acknowledgments all the way through. I saw we have to give a second one to Adam Woods. Maybe I'll keep the pro wrestling theme going all the way through. Well, here's some bad news. Dan Hewler was telling us to take the action on Brandon Allen. And you can tell that I wasn't feeling the same way about it because Brandon Allen did not happen tonight. So the last bet he is giving us some suggestions on. And granted, he's been right on 2 out of the other that we've done tonight picks. But he is saying to put some money on one Jose Quinones. And in that regard, Jose Quinones is not on the card because that fight got scrapped. So I believe Dan is going to take that one as a positive for himself. I think he's saying that because Smolka did not make weight, that he gets to go ahead and claim that one for all of his own, which I guess is true. But it's kind of by like a technicality, one might say. All right, fam. I'm going to go ahead and put this one on up, and then we can continue our business as per usual. Hit me with questions, comments, concerns, hints, allegations, all that good jazz, because we are having a very solid time here tonight, making our way through the fights and enjoying ourselves in the meantime. But I'm happy to answer the questions you do have, the ones that are pressing. They can be fight related or not. Let's see what you have for me. Oh, Paul Felder. That mustache is so powerful. And yet he has a mustache, and now Rafael Dos Anjos doesn't have his power mustache. I wasn't concerned about Dos Anjos because of the Rafael connection, but now I am. Oh, that mustache was as powerful. It's his thoughts on Felder's mustache. Thank you. I was just answering that. I mean, when you're a ginger, you need all the help you can get, so a mustache doesn't hurt. I think that's the safe answer to go with. It says right here, it says, do you think it is dyed? It could be. So now they're showing some love to Dominic Cruz, which I feel like I should watch these breakdowns, but I just don't. Yeah, you're asking if it's dyed. I don't think it is. I'd like to live in a world where it's not dyed. But he is walking you through the amazing knockout of one Joaquin Buckley. Anyway, fam. All right, tagging Milt on that one. And it says that red is really popular. Well, I will say this. You know what's really strange is if you look at my beard, and I don't think you can truly see it here, you can truly see that my beard sometimes picks up like weird red qualities in it. And we used to joke in my family, we'd be like, well, how did I get a red beard? Like, I have the most Mexican base you can have. And my mom used to joke. She was like, well, the mailman was pretty hot. And I was like, first of all, weird thing to joke about, Mom. Second of all, so we used to have a good laugh about that. All right. Just setting up my training for tomorrow morning because, listen, I got to work this beer off, kids. This is always fun to do on a Saturday, but the next day is always like, God damn, I better work this off. So hopefully you guys are having a good day. It says Miranda paid homage to HOFer. She's paid homage to one Sakuraba. Good for her. That's awesome. We should all pay tribute to Sakuraba after every win. I think that should be like a mandatory thing. If you ever see me win anything, I'll probably give some credit to Sakuraba. 15 days between wins, though. I'm sorry, 14 days for Sean Strickland. That is huge, man. Could you imagine like making something so quickly in between like those fights, like saying like, you know what, it's been 14 days. I should probably fight again. All right, just taking care of some comments in the comment section. Hit me with your comments in our comment section so that we can keep this thing going. Look at that. According to Wood saying Sakuraba is king. Speaking of which, let's do this. Did you know that one of the very first sanctioned shoot matches comes from one Adam Woods? I didn't know this, and listen, I get it. It's a weird thing to do because pro wrestling is supposed to be not real. But Adam Woods was in the back of a meeting where he was like, you know what, we should just let these guys fight for real and just see what happens. And that shoot fighting idea gave way to MMA. Cheers to you. How do you get a toast like that? You give us a like and a share on Facebook. Adam actually gave us 2 shares, one for our YouTube and one for our Facebook. If you do those things, you get one like those gentlemen, a.k.a. Adam and our other good friend, one Christopher James Velez. If not, blah. What's up, Strength and Mobility? What is up, Ibjit? Hey, Sven, I was actually going to message you right now. Just got a note right now that said those 2 black belts are coming tomorrow. So super stoked for that, my friend. I think you'll have some fun with that. And according to Wood says, facts. And I will say facts back to you. What is up, Ninja Desu 85? 85 is a good year. I like that. Thank you for joining us. We're watching some UFC Vegas 14. Hope you're having a great night. If not, that's really not my fault. And you might have already left. So if you did leave, Taylor, we appreciate you being here anyway. I will ask you, who do you have going in this next fight? We're about to round the corner. Do you have Yoder or do you have Granger? And I realize as I say that out loud, it sounds like 2 Harry Potter people going after each other. Yes, Ashley Yoder is taking on Miranda Granger, the long-lost sister of Hermione. I have no problems doing these dumb jokes. I can do them for days. Dojo Murano, good to see you. Thank you for joining us right now. We're about to get into this next fight. I hope you are ready. I hope you're enjoying your life. All right, here we go. Miranda Granger. Look at the her right arm looks great. It says haven't watched either. Fair. Well, get excited for this then. I got a note here from Christopher James Velez that says Yoder because he's one of the few people who's brave enough to put out a pick. So the rest of you guys, I judge quietly. That's all. That's all I'm saying. You can not pick and do whatever you want to do, but I'm just saying y'all are weak. So there that. All right, Jason Herzog hopefully won't lose a mouthpiece in this fight here tonight. Because it did happen earlier, and it took a goddamn 5 minutes to figure out where the fuck it was. But we're going to power through, fam, because that's what we do. Yoder Granger, about to happen right now. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. You got Yoder in the blue trunks, Granger in the black trunks. Appreciate that. Looking forward to getting in some training tomorrow. We got a good class coming in tomorrow, apparently. According to Wood says, a female is going to win for sure. Rude. Yoder already starting to push Granger up against the cage. This is a kind of non-traditional little grip that she's got here. Granger very quickly reverses the position, has one underhook, and is still doing pretty good with the head position. Puts in a nice little elbow there to break it up a little bit. Controlling the wrist, a little bit of control here, and actually not bad. That's some dexterity that needs to be able to be done there. Props to her. I can't fucking hold my balance like that. I think Sven will be the first one to tell you my balance is not that good. I have a note here that says nice movement. I would agree. That wasn't bad. That's a bad spot to be in, especially in a fight. But if there's ever any time you need to have good movement, it should be in a fight. I'm just saying. Yoder pressing ahead. Liar. I'm not lying. You have really good balance. And you get to, you know what? I'll tell you this about Sven. Sven does the really annoying thing at the beginning of when we were about to train. And he can like handstand and like walk with it. And I always look at him and I go, no one's impressed by that. I mean, obviously it's an impressive thing. But is that really your warm-up, dude? Just making the rest of us look bad. We can barely crawl on the mats half the time. Rude. And don't tell me I'm a liar. You're a goddamn liar. Back to the match. It says there is a must-win for Yoder, or this is a must-win for Yoder, and she knows it as a Ragoshi. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Ooh. Look at this. Granger on top, but may leave a leg out here, and Yoder was almost savvy to it. She's still trying to pull the leg back a little bit here. I don't love the way that Granger's knee is bent, but she should be able to keep it just fine if she keeps that good control around the back of the head there. If you are Yoder, you do want to bring that outside right leg to maybe try and grip it a little bit more, create a little bit of space, exit out, use that nice X guard there. I see here a note that says leg lock exchange. Absolutely. And it says Granger was piecing up Yoder on the feet. That is accurate. I do see that as well. However, right now we're in a pressure battle, as you are seeing Granger still trying to pass here. Yoder just keeping her very, very quickly at bay, underhooking the arm. What's up, D-Buckface? Good to see you. Glad you're joining us. We're watching some USC Vegas 14. Hopefully you are as well. If not, I mean, I'll walk you through it. And if you don't like it, I'm going to live. I'm going to be okay. Look at this. Yoder was just trying to break the posture. I don't love Yoder's control. It's just like against the cage. It was like a little awkward. It didn't quite have a form to it. And this is, again, a dangerous game to play when you have somebody who's not afraid to hit you from inside of guard and looks really, really mean about it. So that is kind of what we're experiencing right now. 48 seconds left to go in round number 1. She has a triangle here. That could be legit. She's pulling out the arm. And you are seeing Granger trying to pull her arm back. She does get it back. This is not a terrible way to try and escape it. She just needs to keep posturing out a little bit more. And what's up, Gi Jiu-Jitsu? Good to see you. It says armbar right here, triangle, exclamation marks, armbar. Yes. You could probably hang here for 14 more seconds. If my corner was telling me that Sven put me in a triangle and I only had 14 seconds to live through it, I would do my damnedest to try and fucking live through it, even though Sven is strong as fuck, and it is not fun being in this triangle. Sven is one of the few people who can triangle me, by the way. People should know that because it's very annoying. And it says, what is this position? So it's one that I've seen people like Gary Tonin talk about when somebody does get you in a triangle where you do want to kind of step up, wrap your legs around their body, almost aim toward the head and start trying to position out of it. And, you know, it could be very, very helpful in those moments. But I wouldn't say a lot of people are super adept at getting out of it. So it's tough, dude. But she does venture her way, and we're waiting right now to go to the second round in just a moment. So, in the meantime, this is delicious. And it says that could have been a double submission. Yeah, that's a pro wrestling finish, by the way. The double submission is something that happens in pro wrestling every once in a while. Like once in a great while. It's like a dusty finish. That's what they call it. All right, they're about to go to their next round in a second. Hopefully you guys are ready for it. But yeah, I would say, though, it does give me some hope for Yoder, who was not looking like she was utilizing all of her weapons in that first round. Here we go. Round number dos. That's very weird. Somebody said, thanks for that disgusting open on my last video. Let's even hear what that has to say. 4:26 left to go. I don't even know what I was being disgusting about, but sure, whatever you say, Wesson. That's super strange that somebody would call something I do disgusting, but okay. It says, what is the beer fight of the companion? Well, today it is Fat Orange Cat. So let me see if you can see that one right there. It's good. It is 7.2, so I'm getting nice and crunk right now. What's up, Elliot? Good to see you, bro. Are you watching this? Are you watching UFC Vegas right now? Are you seeing one Hermione Granger, a.k.a. one Miranda Granger, which, by the way, conspicuously similar? I just got a note from a friend. Milton chimed in right now. Let me see if the comment is. It just goes, yo, what the fuck is Granger doing? Look at this. We got Elliot and fucking Sven chatting to each other in the comment section of our little fight companion here. Ugh, this is not a very good fight. This is so silly. I'm gonna have to go and force quit the tweet deck, which isn't even really up for grabs in doing this one. All right. I guess this is a strange ass fucking fight here, fam. It says neither. In response to who's winning, neither is actually the right response, by the way. I appreciate that. That cuts down to it. What's up, Dane Donovan? And I'm seeing some notes here. I'll respond to your comments. It says position was insane, weird grappling exchange, and it says two blonde snakes intertwined. So Elliot is saying that he's got Felder for the main. Why do you have Felder for the main? I'd like to know that. We're getting close to that, so we're not too far off from you having a prediction here that corresponds to the fight that we're about to see. In the meantime, we have 2 minutes left in the second round, and this is a fucking weird-ass fight. I don't think there's any getting around any part of this. But yes, Milton did text me and said, dude, what the fuck is Granger doing? Well, Bill, I don't know what to tell you, bro, but this is like watching you in McGee. This is like watching you in the game melt. It happens, but it doesn't make much sense. This is great. I'm enjoying this. Yeah, you haven't told me why you have her, though. Yo, Mel just responded, so that's some good shit. All right, good on him. We'll say it says Don Stoner. What's up, Dane? Like, look at, we have so many friends showing up right now. The fucking world is showing up here. Look at this. Strength mobility's here. Elliot was here a second ago. He'll probably come back. Look at this. This is like a arm bar thing from underneath that just, it won't work. But hey, why not? I'm gonna see. Apparently, Milt tagged me back in a cheers off as well. Control time from underneath was 40 seconds and then 147. But meanwhile, Granger has been 153 at the first and 4 seconds in the second. So as a result, this fight is confusing and silly. And it says, shoot, we have royalty in the house. Mr. Don Stoner. Mr. Don Stoner is a beast. I don't know if you know this about him, but this guy competes. He's a great human being. We love the Don Stoner. He has a podcast called Stoner on Stoner. But it says, I've never saw so many body shots in ground and pound. Well, this is the silliest fight. Like, I'm so glad that this is not co-main, because if this was co-main, I think all of us would have issues for this. Elliot, it didn't respond to my question, so if you're still here, you dick, you have to respond to it. That's just the way it's supposed to be. But I know you're not here, so I'm going to yell at you about it later. Cheers, Rap. Look at that. This is how drunk Milton is right now. Look at this fool.
Cheers, Rap. I don't know why the fuck
I bet on Granger. So now we understand why Milton was mad at Granger, because he bet on her. It took me a second, because I was like, why the fuck is he mad at her? This is just a silly fight. Oh, that's great. Oh my God. Bro, how did you... Bro, why did you bet on her? Sometimes, my friend. All right, we go to the third and final, mercifully final round on this one. What's up, Shango? Good to see you. All right, we're back at action right now. This is, I don't know. Do you ever get a fight every once in a while that you just want to take off? This is one of them. I see a note here that says, this is the best statement to describe this fight. Yeah, there's not many good ways to describe it other than it's happening. Well, okay. Yoder is now on top. Granger showing some really good flexibility. I got to give her credit. I can't move like that, so I gotta give due respect where due respect is deserved. But oh, that's the one. Why the fuck did it? I gotta tell you, man, I didn't expect that one to be the thing. I knew he was gonna say cheers back, but I had no clue that was the reason why. It says Uncle Dana is not gonna be happy. Yeah, for sure, Dana is not enjoying this fight. Don Stoner adding in a LOL. This is boof. You know what this is kind of like? At the risk of being kind of a dick about this fight, this is kind of like what happens when two people fight at the end of a night at a bar, and you don't want to break it up because they're really not going to hurt each other, but you were also kind of thinking like, let's just let this play out, you know? I mean, the less we're involved here, the less we have to take, so they can just knock each other out, right? That's what they're gonna do. They're not gonna really hurt each other. Okay. Well, we have a mount-ish. 210 left to work here. Some elbows. This is good. Okay, elbows are good. This is good. Hey, there might be. Oh, look at this. Granger coming in with a rear naked choke. Milt might get his money back right now. Oh, just kidding. That was actually Yoder on top. Milt, it's not looking good for you. Yoder is on top now, just kind of pounding around. This is not great. 122. Do you guys have anything nice to say about this one? Because I'm struggling to say something nice. It says, yes, so true. It says armbar. What's up, Flash Jits? I gotta tell you guys, armbars are easier said than done in MMA. Side RNC, I guess, dude. I would love for be able to like get a side RNC here. It just does not look like it's in the card. It says their hair was nice. That's a good compliment. See, look at us. We're trying to be positive about this fight. There's a back take. There's a body triangle. Look at that. A lot of braids. Yeah, I get you, bro. This has been a rough fight to watch. The other comment of positivity says the logos in the cage look great. I would agree. They are well placed. So Yoder's probably gonna win. Hey, listener. Oh shit! No, Milt. No. That's legitimately the only investment I have is not having Milton lose money on this. But also, he was stupid enough to bet, and that's not the way you get out of a rear naked choke. Is to punch up. Flash Jits ask, what's up? What are y'all talking about tonight? We're watching UFC Vegas 14, and this was not a great fight, so everybody's kind of just shitting on it. I'm doing my best to be somewhat objective about it, but I'm not being objective about it because it was not super great. It says maybe Yoder for the win. I see a wow. Well, we made it through it, kids. That's the important thing. I feel we all bonded together by watching that terrible fight. So that is the topic at hand, Flash Jits. Where are you from, Flash? Tell us where you're tuning in from. And it says, when the Kaya is so great. Woo. Well, who do you guys have on this one? It says, oh, yeah, I just turned it on, and hot damn, I missed the action. Ready for this main event for sure. Well, good. Glad to hear that. We're all excited for this main event. We're trying to get ourselves pumped up for it. And it says, tuning in from Gwinnett, Georgia. Look at you. How did it feel to have the entire world looking at your state for a couple days? Must have been fun, man. I hope you voted illegally 3 times. That's what we're asking here, kids. We're trying to make sure that people get out there. You don't just vote twice. Vote 3-4 times at least. So it looks like, though, Dan Hubler did pull ahead. So he did give you more bang for your buck here if he did take his picks here tonight. So, again, it says Georgia showed up with an iced coffee. Absolutely. And you got Yoder, who won. Sure. I mean, yes. Spider Monkey Yoda is her @ on the Instagrams. It says Felder versus RDA might be closer than we think. Don Stoner, tell us why. I'm curious to hear this. I had one of my friends say that they were going to go for RDA because he's been training for marathons. And I think, well, that's silly. But I am naturally intrigued to hear what you might have to say on this one. Well, we got to get Yoder over to be interviewed. So I got to We gotta not get this shit off. It says flash jits. I think Felder pulls this one up, one off. It's confusing phraseology, but okay, I'm with you on that. Why do you think he pulls it off? What do you think? And it says, who does Hubler have for the main? Well, Hubler is not here today. It does look like Spectrum took him down. His connection was not good. Otherwise, I would have asked him. And you said, sorry, meant pull this one off. I agree with you. I get it. I just have to give you a little bit of shit to fill time. We're on the air for a lot of hours here, kids. So you're going to get made fun of if you comment on stuff. But okay, I kind of see that. Felder has been very violent. He's been in some real big wars. Are you worried about Rafael dos Anjos possibly submitting him? Because on the feet, I think that he stands a very good chance against dos Anjos. But submission-wise, I might be like a little bit concerned, you know? And you say, I think he's got the edge in the striking, and he's got heart. Yeah, heart, the least favorite Captain Planet power. Yoder is speaking right now, and she said every fight is different for her. She's gesturing a lot with her hands. There's a nice put over of jiu-jitsu, which I can appreciate. She is apparently giving herself shit for forgetting to check inside leg kicks, which happens. We've all been there. It says, yeah, he def could submit him if it goes to the ground. Okay, at least we're in there. It says Felder beat Nate Diaz in triathlon. Just saying. First of all, Don, it's rude that you would bring that up. Nate Diaz isn't even here to defend himself. Oh, wait. Yes, he is. Yo, what the fuck are you talking about, dog? I have the best fucking triathlon time of all time. Like, it's fucking like Irish Dragon, and he says like he's better than me, dog. Like, nobody's better than me. I had the best fucking triathlon, like, since like they created the triathlon. The fuck are you, Don Stoner? Though I gotta admit, I kind of like your name because it means like you get stoned. Yeah. Cheers. Thank you. I appreciate that. Great impression. It's my job. If you do a comedy podcast, you better be good at impressions. Flash Jits coming in with perfect impression. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm just, well, I didn't say that clearly. Nate Diaz said that. I just happened to relay that. It's like the movie Ghost. I get possessed by these people and have to speak for them. It's never me. Christopher James Les says, I want RDA to win, but he's inconsistent in his performance sometimes. Agreed. This is a great Diaz impression. Thank you. It means you have to get stoned. Absolutely. No joint in hand. I feel like that's the easy interpretation. I feel like you should imagine my Nate Diaz already has joint. And I'm like, no, like, otherwise sometimes you can't talk, dog. Like, you don't want to lose that there. You know. I also, like, the Diaz brothers are such a joy to do impersonations of. Like, Nate obviously has that one. And then Nick has more of an almost like Navajo kind of dialect that he likes to hit every once in a while. So I'll do that one later. I'm not going to do that one today. It says you should have nunchucks. Sorry, the only guy I know with nunchucks now is AJ. So I don't know how that works. And it says, Nate Diaz and Raph going to the pottery scene from the movie goes, no, thank you. Let's never do that scene. That is pretty funny, though. Next week is a UFC pay-per-view. How much do you pay for that one? Mind you, Figueiredo versus Perez. I would pay for Perez. I've said on record it normally costs $64.99. I would pay $32 for that fight card. And you're asking what's your pick for next week's main event? I would say Figueiredo. Like, dude, he looked massively impressive in his last few bouts. And I love Alex Perez. He's been a friend of the show. He's come on. I wouldn't want to root against him, but, you know, just saying. It says, LOL, nunchucks, joint, and overpriced bike. Listen, dude, who the fuck's making fun of the Diaz brothers' bikes? Listen, dude, I try to keep my stuff very on the up and up. So I'm not trying to get the Diaz brothers to come after me just because I'm insulting their bike selection. Who the fuck does that? I'm still trying to figure out what Wesson was saying in my comment section that said, thanks for that disgusting open in my last video, which was the prelims. They normally just see the first 10 seconds of these things, and I did not say anything disgusting. In fact, here's the beginning few seconds of what I said.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your friendly neighborhood BJJ podcast for Rafa Esparza. We are watching UFC Vegas 14 right now, so that's the prelims, though. If you see something later, you'll know that we were watching, two different sets.
That's apparently disgusting. I don't know, man. So I think we get sometimes a Russian bot that will chime in and give us something because I don't know that person and they have a private account. So I think they sometimes say that shit too. What's up, Kevin? I think who just put disgusting in the comment section? Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, it's really offensive, everybody. I have to mind my P's and Q's or I'm going to get kicked off this thing sooner than later. Well, we're getting ready for the co-main event. This night is just flown by, and that is glorious to see. You've got Abdul, Razak, Al-Assan versus Chaos Williams. Now, who names their child Chaos? Just think about it this way. Be like, oh, have you met my son? No, I haven't. What's his name? Chaos. Huh? Yeah, he's friends with Cerrone's kid, Danger. They have their own indie band, Danger and Chaos. What's up, Diago? Well, Kevin Martinez, without being asked, just chimed in and said, Felder. Sure. Glad you offered that one up. Appreciate it. Abdul, Razak, Al-Assan coming in. I see a comment here. It says, you got to be badass if your name is Chaos. Yeah, you have to go into fighting. That's the only rule. You don't say, hey, send that email to Chaos, our accountant. It says, Chaos, the ox fighter must be an animal. Absolutely. Yeah, Kevin Martinez says, I'm sad that Hanson lost. Yeah, she didn't really lose. Some people elected her to lose. That went to the Electoral College, I believe, was the issue. That's fucking stupid. She did not lose that fight. However, here's the good news. I don't think that her stock is going to go down any. I think that they'll see that fight. Any reasonable person, including Uncle Dana, who's not always reasonable, will say, I don't really think she lost that fight. It really seems fucking stupid. And it says, or be a superhero / supervillain with the name Chaos. And Joffrey says that Chaos Williams to win. Okay, where are you guys at on this one? I'd love to hear it. I'd love to see where you're at. So chime in. I see many more of you here. You guys have been woken up. You're coming in. You're making sure you're ready to see what's going on. 2 more fights left for this evening. But we are easily breezing our way through things. This very, very, very nice compact 9 fights on this UFC fight card. Makes the night just fly by. So, yeah, I know. We're all sad that Kay lost, though. That's a bummer. But she didn't lose. Let's just remind ourselves of that. And let's see. There's a correction for the... Oh, There's a correction from the UFC. That third score should have been 29-28 for Yoder. Not clear. I'm waiting to see. This is from MMA Fighting. So let me see if I can get that information for y'all and give it to you. Apparently, TweetDeck is being a little bit of a bitch. So my apologies if this has a slight ellipsis to the delivery of it. But here's the information that MMA Fighting is reporting. They are saying Bruce Buffer incorrectly read the scores for this fight, which were 30-26, 29-27, and 29-27, which does not change the final result. In fact, it actually just makes it kind of worse, which makes it funnier that Milton actually bet on Granger. So, well, kids, that just will go to show you. Don't bet on dumb things. All right, where are we at? I see a note here that says Chaos by KO. Okay, I feel that. What's up, Kevin D, 44? Thank you for joining us. We're watching UFC Vegas 14. We've got 2 more fights left to go, and that's it. It's going to be a wrap. We're going to have a nice night. It is dark outside, so it does seem a little deceiving to me. It feels like it's 7 p.m. in my brain, but here on the Best Coast time, it's actually only 5:49, which feels glorious. So we're going to be done here by about 7 p.m. my time, which means good food, good sleep. Maybe watch something on the Netflix with producer wife Kelly. We'll see what that leads to. Do you have an inclination to watch anything? No? No?
Yes, I just can't think of what it is.
All right, we'll figure that out in some time. You've got 2 fights to figure it out.
I was more focused on the food part.
What is food happening for us?
Yes.
Oh, surprise! Hopefully it comes here by the exact time the show is done. Because I got to tell you guys, I love you all. I do. But there's nothing more glorious than finishing the broadcast and food shows up.
It'll be a little early.
Dude, watch Queen's Gambit. Okay, I should tell you what's happening here. I've tried to do it, but we've been short on time. And the wife is into it. Producer wife Kelly is into it. But producer wife Kelly is also kind of like, I want to watch 90 Day Fiance. And that's a tough battle to win, if we're being honest. So it says, if your wife brings you a burger, I'm going to eat my arm off.
Well, you're going to eat your arm off.
Oh, shit, you're going to eat your arm off. She's already spoiling that shit. Well, start getting it ready. Probably put it in an oven. It says, producer Kelly will be happy. It says, I'm cutting weight. Oh, no, that's why you're mad. Oh, well, I'll eat it in front of you on here. I have no issue with that. It says, Dawn, you got a match coming up? And then somebody said holiday.
Oh, yeah, that is the one.
Which one's the holiday? Kalma, you better tell us what the fuck it is. Christopher James Velez says, 90 Day Fiance is pretty hilarious. # respect. No, that's the worst thing you could have said. The wife loves that show, and I've watched far too much of it that I hate my life as a result of it. I might have had the best half guard, and all of it probably got deleted from moments that I have picked from watching 90 Day Fiance where I go, well, those 2 will never last because that's terrible. Don Stoner says, Dick, I love you. Yeah. I mean, listen, Don, don't you want me to eat the things because you can't eat them? Listen, we all have to make sacrifices in this very tough time. And I will eat the food for you. I don't have a match. So I think you should be thanking me. Got really weird all of a sudden. How did you figure out that you were being mean to me? I think this is bullying. This is harassment. Hold on. Let me put this down here real quick. Reporting Don Stoner for harassment. Kalma says, Netflix movie, I hurt my boo hole. Listen, Kalma, you know what? I'm just going to leave that comment on. If you can go in and summarize a Netflix film with I hurt my boo hole is The standard that we go for here on this show. What's up, Alma? You know, I feel like we're doing good work here. All right, let me just double check what Dan Hubler's done for the night. He did get you mostly right. He was wrong on Brandon Allen. He was right on Kanako. He was right on Corey Mckenna, though he was technically wrong on that one. The decision was not favorable to us who watched the fight, but to him who picked it. And Jose Quinones, who he did say to bet on, although Luis Smoka was not able to do it because I think complications of weight. So if that's the case, hold on, wait a minute. Now that I'm thinking about it, producer wife Kelly said it's a burger. Does that mean we're getting stout? Oh, fuck yeah. Ooh, real bad for you, Stoner. Stout is delicious. And if it gets here in time and I eat it in front of you, you might have feelings. Anyway, it says, ooh, Abdul came in 1.5 pounds overweight. I think he might be dehydrated. Good question. We'll have to see as it progresses. As a reminder, if you guys give us a like and a share, we will give you a toast on air. My God! Holy fuck! Oh no! Christopher James Les says, "Called it." You know, I'll give you credit for the right pick, but I don't think you called any part of that. Yeah, dude, you earned that backflip. Don Stoner just said, ooh. Yeah, Don, if that's what just happened right there, let's look how he set it up. Comes in, ooh, he read when he was trying for a kick, and then he just got punched in the face, and then just got put into the netherworld. Holy fuck. Let's look from the top angle, and yeah, dude, he was standing his ground. Nothing was going to at all do that. Carlos _tacos. Strength and mobility just wrote, ah! I want to go back and see my reaction on this one. Eek! Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Indeed, my friends. Holy fuck. Let's look at Bisping's reaction. And here's what I'm going to tell you. Okay. I say this as somebody who has a camera put just entirely on them the entire time I do something. But I think these guys are playing it up. Before, those like reactions that you used to see were genuine, but now they're kind of like doing this thing where they look at the camera and they're like, oh, because none of them are good actors. So I'm just going to say that. It says, like that MMA shirt. Yes, this is our good friend Milton Arguello's shirt. He has a very nice academy. It's out here closer to the Woodland Hills areas. Don't know if you could see the back of it, but yeah, he's great. Dane Donovan says, wow, car crash. According to Wood says, we'll be done here by 6:20 p.m. Pacific time. Possibly, but they're going to milk this shit. So now we've got to probably do the fight result. I've got to do a toast, which, as we mentioned, if you give us a like and a share, I give you the same toast that I would, that we're about to do here in a moment. And then Dane Donovan puts it appropriately and says, geez, that's scary. Yes, it is. Carlos Taco says, I go there. I know that, Carlos. Just relax. My puppy is now awakened from a long slumber on the couch, and now is just staring at me and is confused as to why Dad is on air. This is what's happening. So that's what we're doing here. Carlos, how you like it? Is he good, people? Is he treating you well? Is he teaching you how to punch appropriately, or is he the worst? Because he is generally the worst to me. Oh, no, his opponent isn't in for the decision. Eek! Don Stoner says, bring your puppy on cam, please. No, you have to pay for the puppy. So that's how we do it. It says it's amazing there. Good for you, man. I'm glad that you like it. Milton is probably one of the best striking coaches I think there is in all of the Southern California region. Very, very good. His gi game, though, not so good. I've seen better. That's all I'm saying. But we've gotten some very nice notes from Milt tonight. So he's been very much enjoying what he's been doing there. But yes, I think I've seen you doing some of the training there with our good friend TJ, Gabe, Ash, all the gang there. So obviously give them our best here. It says 50 G's, baby. And it says yes. I don't know what the yes is in regards to, but yes. Yes to your yes. All right, let's look at it again. Ugh, every time. 1, 2, 3. He goes for a kick to the inside. Oh, no, it's to the outside. And then it just died. Let's hear what he has to say. And it says, well, I'll answer this question first. It says, what kind of puppy? Well, she is coming this way, so maybe she wants to be on camera. I'll let you see for yourself right now. You want to be on camera? I don't think she wants to be. Like, she's now turning away, so I got to chase after her. Lucy, come here. Bisping is interviewing as he's doing that. Lucy? All right, here she comes. She is a very adorable French bulldog. Nope, she's running away. She's not going to be on camera. I think she knows I don't have actual food. So, Chaos Williams. He just shouted out Jay-Z and Meek Mill. All right, well, yes, it says the quickest way to 50 grand, that was that KO. It says Bulldog guy, yeah. French Bulldog, let's be very clear. French Bulldog, she's very cute. She's tiny. She's off 21 pounds. She's now expecting a treat because she peed on a pad. Producer wife Kelly is taking care of that. Christopher James and Les asked, he just shouted out Jay-Z and Meek Mill? Yes, he did. Watch this. 1, 2. Ooh. Yeah, dude. It's that stiff leg that really does it every single time. And it says, I understand Stipe better than Chaos. That's fair. All right. Producer wife Kelly is trying to make this dream happen for you guys. So hold on. Let's see if it happens. All right, guys. This is Lucy. She is known as AKA Lucy the French Bully on the Instas. If you guys want to go ahead and follow us there, let me go ahead and take off this banner of this garbage comment. Producer wife Kelly going full show mom right now. And let me get this off here. All right, here we go. So, Lucy, hold on. As you can see, Carlos is saying, hi, Lucy. You're getting a lot of love right now. Okay, Lucy? I know. So, this is her. She's really crazy. Her favorite pastimes are sleeping and chasing ball. And really just sleeping is really it. Like sleeping on top of both myself and or producer wife Kelly. So we're going to give her a nice TREAT for doing that. So producer wife Kelly, very, very helpful in making this happen. If you want to see her again, you better donate to us, you motherfuckers. That's what we're saying right now. You won't see Lucy again unless you like and share this shit. And that is the way it's going to go. That goes for you on Instagram as well, who get an even more adorable and pathetic version of her. Anyway, we love you guys. Mwah. Lucy, love you. You're the cutest. Okay, now she's getting comfortable, so I do have to let her go. Otherwise, she's going to be here for a while. I do see a lot of hearts happening on the Instagram. So I think that, Lucy, we call this leaving them wanting more. She's now officially on my lapel mic, and she's off. Ladies and gentlemen, Lucy the French Bully. You can find her on Instagram. She is very cute. Yeah, I know. She is the most. That's what we say. Dane Donovan, you gave us a share. We're going to give you a moment to get some love right now. Don Lucy Dern. No. I'm not naming her. I always name dog after jiu-jitsu legends. No, she actually is named for something more legendary, which is Arrested Development. She's named after Lucille Bluth, one of my favorite sitcoms of all time. Christopher James Velez says, so cute. Dane Donovan says, that dog is scared to death. No, she just like, she has a certain way she appears on camera. She kind of appears like Richard Pryor would on like any movie where he's super scared. Just yeah, a lot of bug-eyed moments. Imagine someone chasing around Pete Davidson in a horror house. You know, like that's kind of the eye level that she's giving you right now. But she also always knows when I'm on air. So anytime I'm about to go on air, she like rushes over to me. She could be asleep for 10 minutes. And then the minute I'm about to go on air, she just goes, hey, Titi, what's up? A couple times, right when I'm about to press the button, she's like, hold on, I have to go poop. And then she'll poop right before I'm going on air so that I have to delay it for a second. It says, let's name her Lucy Dana White. Under no circumstances will I name a dog after Dana White. Unless he pays me a lot. Naming somebody after Dana White means I have to work for him and I have to make a huge living off of it. So if we get there, we get there. What's up, C Weezy Sports Picks? Good to see you. It says AJ Agazarm's cat is named Cream Puff, so I understand you. Yeah, I don't really do the things that AJ does.
Very, very helpful in making this happen.
Sorry, that's the playback that we're getting right now. But Cream Puff is pretty funny. AJ's a weird fucking cat, man. And I think that goes without saying. So here's what we're going to do. Last chance. Join us for the epic main event. Right now. Here we go. Adding it. Chaos Williams, dude. Let's talk about that for the rest of the show. All right. Let's see. Let's put this quotation out here. All right, fam. Let's see if the diamond. On his main event pick. All right, I'm going to ask. It says, if I was AJ, I would change my last name to Smith. Yeah, you know. AJ, again, just a weird cat. Just a different cat. What am I? Shango just said, I'm really just here for Lucy, to be honest. I provide quality entertainment for you assholes. We've been going strong for what, now 20 weeks, and you're here for my dog? No, don't start a Lucy channel fair. Producer wife Kelly was about to be like, Lucy. We're not doing that here. And as I mentioned, like and share this bitch. That's all we ask. Dane Donovan, you get a toast. Mitchie48, you don't get a toast, but we appreciate you for being here. Let's see. What can we say about Dane Donovan that we haven't said before? Well, it's hard to. I mean, the record books say a lot about Dane Donovan, but I would tell you this. Dane Donovan comes from the same streets as Jay-Z and Meek Mill, so I don't understand why he didn't get thanked by one Chaos Williams, so I'll do it here today. To you, Dane Donovan, we say you're the Jay-Z out of left field shout out that we're going to do here on this show, just like Chaos Williams did for a rap legend and his friend. Cheers to you, sir. All right, I have a note here that says, let's go Felder. Yeah, let's get to it. Who do you guys have? Hit me. Dos Anjos about to come through. Should be an interesting fight. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the comment section. And 1, 2, 3, go. Tell me who you got in the comment section. It says, but I've grown to enjoy you as well, Raph. JK. It's all love. It's fair. I was here first. Just remember that. Shango. Rude. I give so much of myself to you guys, and I get nothing in return. This is tough for me because I do like Dos Anjos. Also, his name's Rafael. So, Milton just responded and said, scratch it. Put 1 million on Crawford straight up. All right, here we go. What is he walking out to? What's up, Jits Mom? Good to see you. Jits Mom has Felder. Oh, he has Kumite. Fight to Survive. Yeah, okay, I'm with it now. It took me a second. They're just not playing it within the studio, or within the arena, so I can't hear it as well. Yeah, I'm in with that. I get here. Michael Ochoa says RDA by SARMS peptides. Rude. Don't need that. What's up, Beatriz? Dos Anjos. We got a Felder here. I'm seeing a few of these. Felder wins by Joffrey. Don Stoner chimes in and says Felder should not win this, but damn, Irish Dragon is in a position, but not a jiu-jitsu position. Okay, I see you. Christopher James Velez. Dude, RDA is coming out to that song from Bloodsport. Yeah, Kumite is the name of the song. Fight to Survive. Yes, he has to win now. That's hard to say. I think that is pretty dicey. Let's be very clear. Walking out, I'm going to put this on our Twitter. Walking out to the theme song from Bloodsport very quickly makes me root for you. Man, let's go RDA. What's up, Frank? Thank you for joining us as we get to this main event. Very exciting. Nobody expected this to happen on 5 days' notice, but Paul Felder, being the beast that he is, says, yeah, I can make that weight. And in a report or an article that was put out by our good friend Ben Folks, he realized that he was in a good position to leverage that against the UFC. And you don't hear a lot of fighters really talk about that. He said, listen, I am in a win-win opportunity here. Let's say I lose. I lose to a guy who, is a former champion. But if I win, that could be great. However, coming out to Bowie, good second place showing here for one Paul Felder. Odd, but, there is a countdown in ground control to Major Tom, so there is that. Over here, Jits Mom says, Andros' ears are impressive. Yes, they are. Indicative of a true grappler indeed. And it says, are you still watching this channel? Fuck yeah, I am. Keep streaming. I didn't know Roku did that shit. Roku trying to Netflix shame me right now. Yeah, I just not changing the channel because I'm watching it. That mustache on Felder, though, should be addressed for many different reasons. Producer wife Kelly having a lot of different reactions to it, all within 10 seconds. Now, Don Stoner did say, if Felder comes out to the movie cocktail music, it's over. I think you're talking about the Beach Boys. What is it? Komiko, is that what it's called? Bermuda, Omega. Yeah, that's it. Kokomo. Thank you. It took me a split second to get there. It's a made-up nonsense, so let's just be very clear about where we're going on that one. I got a note from Mandy Yaya that said support to our let's root for the guys coming out to Bloodsport. So appreciate that. Don Stoner also says Felder should be in the show 60 Days with that mustache. I don't know, man. I want to go for Felder here, just based off of the storyline behind it. I think he's got the momentum. I think that he's fought some wars. I mean, I'm not even including the fact that he was thinking about retiring recently just because of his fight ability. I still don't know that makes me root for him against Rafael dos Anjos. Plus, we have a rule on our show, which is if you root against the Rafael, you tend to lose. Kevin has found that out a number of times on Over Under Kevin, specifically with Rafael dos Anjos. One of the few times It did not happen, though, was at my wedding. Dos Anjos was fighting on that one. And, picked a bad time to go ahead and fight. I'm just saying. It says Felder fought with broken ribs. Felder is tough. He is tough. He is a beast, man. Nobody's taking anything away from him. This is just a margin game, if anybody is really trying to figure out something here. So that is what we're excited for. I'm excited to commentate this one. And, I think it's a shame, though, that Felder isn't commentating this one. I think he should have to go in between rounds and have to do some play-by-play a little bit, Says Felder is a big 170. He really is, man. Shango chimes in and says the mustache is powerful. It really is, man. All right, kids. We've been excited for this one. This clearly is the main reason we're here for today's fight companion. When they announced that Rafael dos Anjos didn't have a fight partner on this one, all we thought was, we'll just cancel the event. And apparently, they were really close to thinking they should. So that just goes to show you how things kind of go here, kids. It could have come down to the wire, but yet Paul Felder stepped in, saved the card, and gave us kind of a very intriguing fight to see. And you've got Bruce Buffer feeling it, yelling out with all of his heart and soul. You can tell sometimes he doesn't really truly love a main event, but you can feel it in his soul. This is one he is getting behind and putting his true love into. It says if REA doesn't win, he's done. Maybe. Possible. It says RDA has a tough fight schedule. Yeah, that's true. It says Dane Donovan, I bet Felder walks around at 185. So the rumor has it he started at Monday at 170 and made 155. So let's repeat that again. On Monday, he was 170 pounds. And on those 5 days of notice, was able to get down to a comfortable 155. Very impressive. It says Chandler would destroy both. That's not the topic at hand, Don. Don't cross the streams. We're not there right now. We're all very excited about Chandler coming in and doing something, potentially fighting Tony Ferguson. We'll have to see. We might still be a means away from all of that sort of stuff. But you did see Ferguson tweet out, yeah, he wants to have him some Chandler time. So we'll have to see if that plays out. If not, whatever. Felder with a good height advantage here. Dos Anjos, all business in his face. All right, let's see how this plays out. Geez, he cut some weight. He really did, man. Well, let's see here if training for a marathon is enough to give you that edge when you're about to go. Yes. Former champ Rafael dos Anjos, strength and mobility right under the wire saying RDA. What says Dane Donovan? Are these guys in the same weight class? Look at how big Felder is. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I still think RDA's best way to win is to get him on the ground. And Felder punches very, very hard. So that's going to be very tough to do, I think, at least to get on the inside. Nice overhand left there by the former champ. He ducks down, changes levels, almost to kind of see how Felder does come in. Felder's combination's looking very solid here tonight. Oh, I should probably put what fight it is on their banner. My apologies, fam. See a note here. RDA needs a takedown. Yes, I agree with that. Showa came in and said Felder needs to stop throwing straight rights. I don't know, man. We're not there yet. We're still in the feel out phase, especially for both of these gents looking to fight 5 rounds. Dos Anjos already starting to go up against the cage with Felder, putting a lot of pressure there. He might be able to do this. He does get the takedown on Felder. This is going to be a very big moment to see what he does with the last 320 in this first round. I mean, this is an awkward position just in terms of cage positioning because oddly the part where you want Felder to be stuck, he is oddly inching his way away from the cage, which is a very smart and conditioned move. I see a note here that says cut, and Christopher James Velez says nice takedown. You see over here, Sven chiming in, cut him with that spinning elbow. Yes, indeed. Very perceptive fans. I enjoy when you guys are smart. And Felder still kind of struggling to get his back up against that cage. He might be able to get up here, but my guess is Dos Anjos is going to let him get up, maybe to kind of drag him back down here again. He's trying with that kind of round grip. It's like that head and arm triangle. He's losing it a little bit, and I think this is just due to size, partially into what Dane Donovan was bringing up as how do these guys fight in the same weight class? Well, you're beginning to see a little bit of how Felder naturally is a little bit bigger. Felder does catch up and gets a nice uppercut very quickly to break up that kind of grappler grip. So now we're back into the center of the octagon, and you see Dos Anjos kind of changing, shifting his weight here. Felder's coming back in very nice and strong here. Good combination thrown by him. Dos Anjos coming in with a couple kicks of his own. But that is going to be the key to Dos Anjos' success, I believe, in this fight. He's going to have to shut down Felder a little bit. And we know that Felder just is a beast that just stays in the fight. Like, he welcomes this ability to stay standing to see who falls by the end of the fight. What's up, Hoffa? 714. Glad you're joining us. We're watching UFC Vegas 14. This is the main event. Our good friends, one, Rafael Dos Anjos, and Paul Felder, spinning back elbow attempt by Felder. Does that connect for Dos Anjos, who stays just out of the frame. Ooh. Look at this. Dos Anjos mixing up quite nicely. Both of them almost had the same idea to try and go for a takedown. Now you're seeing Felder get the ability to push Dos Anjos against the cage. And there's not much to it, but this might be very, very good in terms of Felder's ability to kind of put that pressure on. But, man, what a great read by Dos Anjos, who just slips out of the way and now is going to end the last 30 seconds here with some time to get in a few punches and to make it seem like he had a little bit more of a dominant round. Talk about the great timing of this. Coming in with an overhand right, good knee to the stomach there. He is going to basically just make life a little miserable for Felder, who looks like he looks up at the time on the top of the cage. James was asking, Christopher James Velez was asking, Darce, we're not there right now yet. Very difficult to dar somebody right there. MMA Fighting is calling us a sharp boxing battle. I am calling it a intense all over the place battle. I don't know that we can just call that a boxing battle. I think their boxing both has had moments for both of these gents, but that's going to be the wheelhouse that you're going to want to keep if you're Felder. Dos Anjos already kind of giving a little bit of that strategy of, all right, if he can keep him pressed against that cage, that's going to be really, really important. It says, boy, Felder's tires. I think you mean tired, but you did chime in with the correction that says tired. Well, he's been training for marathons. That's been a thing, right? What's up, Beans Levine? Glad you can join us. We got ourselves a fight here, fam. What's up, Tap Cancer Out? John, hope you're doing well, my friend. Vislino, good to see you as well. We're having a very, very solid first round. I would give the edge to Dos Anjos in that first round. Hope you guys would as well. And it says, Dawn is right. Felder looks gassed. Yeah, I mean, listen, dude, getting put up against that cage is going to start winding you down a little bit. It said, did the feed freeze? Are you talking about this feed right now that we're watching? If so, my apologies. If not, I'm sorry that your ESPN is being ridiculous. Nick Baldwin was saying that was a 10-9 round for Dos Anjos, and it says, again, Shaheen was also coming in with a 10-9 as well. Digging it thus far in. The dog has also gone back to sleep, if I am not mistaken. Yep, producer wife Kelly saying yes, indeed. Felder coming in with some elbows here. I can't really see if they are fully connecting, but they are definitely with bad intentions to them. A little bit better form right now for Felder in this second round. Rafael Dos Anjos again going in for a takedown. This time, Felder stuffing it a little bit better, but he's not out of the woods just yet. He has an overhook on Dos Anjos, who looks like he's maybe going to pummel here, but he is quite okay with getting that head positioning in and creating a little bit of disruption to Felder's game plan here, which has to really rely on being on the feet here. I'm seeing here, and it said, no, ESPN, I'm sorry, no, my feed is still going in. I am plugged in. So my apologies, Christopher. I'll still walk you through it. And Dane Donovan is chiming in saying Felder needs more calf kicks. Yeah, I think it's hard to pull off in this scenario right now, as you are seeing Dos Anjos kind of time him out a little well in terms of trying to jump in for some of these kicks of his own. Look at that. Beautifully done. He finds the space, backs out of it very quickly, and then kind of doubles back for a split second here. So beautiful work by RDA. I mean, again, this is still early in the fight. Many rounds still left to go. You do have to wonder, though, what is the advantage to being able to come in and have a fight camp? If you're Paul Felder, you haven't stopped training, but it does make things very difficult to come in on 5 days' notice. I know that he was staying ready in the event something crazy did come in, but a high kick does land for Dos Anjos, if not very oddly. Felder, though, getting one of his biggest paydays I think he's ever said. He's like, dude, it's not pay-per-view money, but listen, man, for being where I am and not having to worry about it, it's quite nice. Dos Anjos coming straight back in to get a takedown as well. He has what he wants. He has Felder pushed up against the cage, and this really starts to grate on him, I think. A couple of you were noting beautiful trip, RDA. He has Felder down, and he might try to work here. He's got some time. 138 is a good amount. He almost has the legs kind of pinching in on one of the knees, and is starting to advance here. This cage work is just reminiscent of RDA at his best. I see here by Don Stoner, it says, I'll be surprised if Felder gets to round 3. I don't know, man. We've seen him go through some wars. That's a tough comment to go ahead and stick behind. Here we go. Dos Anjos with back control here. Felder not really able to do much from this position. He's probably going to try and trip him up again momentarily. Dos Anjos should be able to kind of start to maneuver him down a little bit from here. Good trip again. He's still not able to get Felder down just yet. Felder trying to turn into him, grabbing almost for a Kimura here. He probably won't have enough, as Dos Anjos is very savvy in this position. He does have a grip. I don't think it's going to be enough to really make anything forceful. He does give it up, tries to attack the grips on and around the hips area. And again, that's where that size starts to play in. I mean, a lot of this would be very different if you did have a little bit smaller of an opponent. I think RDA would have already been in on a takedown here. Felder gets a nice kick, a couple punches, outside of it, and now he gets his opportunity to fight himself back. Dos Anjos coming in with a beautiful left hand, and that will expire round number 2. And it says he is slowing down. I think that is due in part to being pushed up against the cage yet once again, Dane. Don Stoner says, when's the last time Sakura Kim Ara worked? That's a good question. I don't know. I think it's a little bit more pressing to ask, when does that work against a high-level jiu-jitsu guy? The answer is not very well. So, take your wins and your losses as you will on that statistic. But Felder's still got some moments, man. I mean, he's still fighting his way through. I would still chime that up as the 2 rounds for RDA here. RDA is just a slight bit ahead on my scorecard on that second round. Christopher James Velez chimes in and says RDA is looking good. And I'm sure he appreciates hearing that one as well. Dane Donovan chimes in and says, every time I hear Duke Rofus's voice, I think of Anthony Showtime Pettis. Absolutely, man. That's what you should be thinking of. Here we go. Back. This is the 3rd round. This is the round that Don Stoner said he would be surprised if Felder gets to round 3, which here we are right now, right in this moment. 4:40 on my clock. Hopefully that's akin to something you've got right now. What is up? The fox-eared asshole. That's a name. Dos Anjos so effortlessly getting Felder over the cage. Jared Gordon on the main telecast saying this will be fight of the night, and it's hard to disagree with him. Dos Anjos trying to maneuver a little bit more here, seeing if maybe he can kind of reverse the position, pull him back, and maybe get some disruption motion. Felder breaks it up with a nice elbow. Dos Anjos steps back. I also see here a comment from Christopher James Velez that says, good job, Felder, getting that medal off the mat. Don Stoner, the Twitter comments on UFC are cringeworthy. I think ours are better on this podcast. Well, Don, we have a higher caliber of individual. The UFC is just looking to get people angry or to get them to engage more with those tweets. A couple friends who make their way onto that thing, but I like to think that we have a standard for excellence here on this show, as opposed to the UFC that'll just put on anybody. Though, granted, when we sell out hard, this is not going to come back to haunt me, because I will tell you this right now. If they pay us a lot of money, like you're going to see Kim Kardashian, if she chimes in on a UFC event, it will be on our telecast. Just saying. All right, back to the work. Dos Anjos with a beautiful takedown, using the cage, assisting a little bit to make sure he can put the pressure on one Paul Felder, who is in a very, very dicey predicament here, if we're being honest. His legs aren't going to be able to re-guard here. Dos Anjos almost signaling like he wants to try and get that head and arm position that has served him well in other fights. But this is really not great. Felder trying to hook, maybe get a little bit of a lift assistance here. He is now giving up his back, and in doing so, is able to stand up. Dos Anjos does not create any kind of major problem in that one moment. Boo, Dane Donovan. We need to get Bruce Jenner on this podcast. I don't think so. Thank you, though. Don Stoner says, prison shin tattoos. Yeah, I see that. Again, if you fight for a living, you're probably going to do some weird shit. Our good friend Milton got a tattoo yesterday. It's just a knife. Right around here. Why did he do that? Because he fights for a living, and that's some weird-ass shit to do, and that's what you do. Now, granted, next time I probably roll with him, I'm going to be like, dude, you have a knife on your arm. He's going to be like, yeah, it's cool, huh? And I'm going to go, sure. Christopher James Velez says, always confused. Should people take opponents down near the fence or pull them away since you can use the fence to get up? That's a good question. I would assume you still want to get the takedown because they still have more time to be put up against there. People sometimes use that fence very smartly or intelligently to get their way back up. The difference is if you have somebody like Dos Anjos, you can clearly replicate that multiple times. So I'm just saying, Don Stoner, knife on chest. No, just on this part, the forearm kind of the arm here. It's silly, but kid's gonna kid. I have a note here from Strength Mobility, AK Sven, that says cage and floor blocks more escape routes. Yeah, it's dicey, dude. I don't know how to tell you the difference here, which is, you can kind of wall walk a little bit, but the issue is how much energy are you going to expand doing that multiple times here? We had notes from some of you that said, listen, Felder looks exhausted. Where do you think that's coming from? With just 20 seconds left to go in this bout for the third round, you have to realize the bulk of that has been done by that pressure put against the cage. So, he's found his way back up a multiple amount of time. But it says, John Gabriel Giovanni, it says, hey, bro, do you always commentate fights? It's pretty tough to find a way to fight fights, and I find these useful and great. Well, first of all, thank you. Second of all, yes, I'm usually on every weekend. Felder's looking very tired. Ever since, the pandemic shut a lot of places down, you can't really go to watch fights with your friends or to a bar. So we wanted to create a sense of community. And I think we've had some fun. I don't think we've missed a fight week yet. So we have been very consistent about being there. We appreciate you guys for coming on week with us and week out. But that makes us feel good. That's what we're trying to do. If you can't watch the fights and it is hard to go and subscribe to them, we always try to give back a little bit to that. So that's our little guarantee here on the show. Can't promise you will be every week for every card. Hopefully at some point we go back to normal, but we do like doing these because we get great comments like this, which is pull away from fence, or on the fence, Dagestani handcuff, or Paul Felder is stationary against the fence. Not good. Now he's stationary. Wasn't that way a little while ago. Christopher James Velez complimented the takedown. Kawaiki Kalma says, when does strikes outweigh takedowns judging wise? That depends on what other things that you have going on there. Because in that third round, Felder would be ahead on the strikes, but you can't say that he had control there. Now Felder in round 4 is coming out like a fucking madman. What's up, Diane? Great that you are joining us right now. You are seeing a very motivated Paul Felder, realizing he's probably behind on the cards. So that is just kind of our comment on this one. Dane Donovan asking, so much pressure from RDA. His cardio is crazy. Absolutely. However, we have said this multiple times, which is, how are you rooting against Paul Felder, who takes the fight on 5 days' notice? So this is one that we don't completely understand how to vote for or against, because we love people named Rafael. But Felder stepped up, man. You got to give him some props for that. I would like to see him make it all the way throughout the fight. And if you get Dos Anjos who gets the win by decision, I'm perfectly fine with that. I think that's kind of the scenario that would make most people happy here. Felder gets a good payday, gets to say that he saved the card, but look at his back, man. I have a good feeling that part of that's kicks and part of that is the response of having a cheese grater fence go around your back here. I have a question or a comment here. It says, every time Trevor Whitman agrees with the corner, is he a politician? That's a good question. I think that Trevor is, he's trying to do what's honest there. He's a politician. It'll be different if he starts saying, like, what the corner needs to do is respect the will of the people. The will of the people is really what this is all about. Dos Anjos with a fucking mission. When you see Felder have a little bit of life in this, in that 4th round right now, and he comes out very focused and motivated, you do not see Dos Anjos missing a beat to try and shoot in and make life complicated for Felder. I know that Felder was saying he got a good deal for the UFC here, but he is higher ranked than one Rafael Dos Anjos, a former champion nonetheless. I am still pressed to believe that even though they assured him nothing would really change with this fight, that if Dos Anjos does beat him handily like he is doing right now, the rankings could change a little bit. So clinch control time has been in Dos Anjos' favor at about 5 minutes, or an entire one round of the fight has just been clinch work from Dos Anjos. And there's a question here that says, RDA adapting a safe game plan? Absolutely. If this is Dos Anjos coming into this fight and trying to create a strategy, it is you neutralize every element of Paul Felder that makes a Paul Felder fight worth watching, which is him being bloodied up, super, super grimy, and at the end of it, still wondering, like, how many years did that take off your life? I think Dos Anjos is like, yo, bro, if I can just keep myself okay and continue with a takedown here, and look how effortlessly he reverses the position. That was the first time that you've seen Felder use a little bit of a better position on Dos Anjos, and he very quickly got reversed. That's telling. Don Stoner chimes in and says, trust me, Chandler eats them like you eat that good burger your wife is about to bring you. I feel that metaphor is forced. However, not against it, because I'm going to eat a cheeseburger very soon. And the particular place that she did order from is delicious. So I guess what I'm saying here is, where the fuck is our delivery guy? Dane Donovan chimes in and says, if Felder doesn't win, I'm scared he will retire. I don't think this is the fight he retires on. Yeah, if anything, I started thinking about that too this week, and I said, would he really retire? Because this could be that good walk-off home run kind of feel. Like you step up, you save the day, win or lose, who knows? I feel like it's going to depend on maybe this next round as well, but I still feel like Felder, as much as he kind of gives the inclination he doesn't want to fight anymore, fighting on that 5-day notice is rough. And Felder gets a takedown. Good for him. Look at that. And look, this is what we talk about, these cage versus non-cage takedowns. Look what happened with Felder as he got it square in the center of the octagon, and yet Dos Anjos still finds a way. Did he slap his back? What? Okay, I don't know enough about MMA to know what happens when you slap someone in the back, but he reverses this position, and there's only 7 seconds left to go in round number 4. They will both expire, and you will see both of them go to the next round of the game. And Felder takedown. A note that says Felder is cut. Yes, he is cut again. Was that the burger yet? No. Okay, the producer wife Kelly was checking in on it, and we thought we had a moment that said it would happen. Waiting to see if there is an update for my food. Felder is feeling it, man, but this has never stopped him before. Kalma says, "Can we get a finish?" In my head, you ask that question like Chris Rock does, where he'll be like, can I get one rib? Like, that's when you say, can we get a finish? Can I get a finish? Maybe. It's possible, man. Yeah, Felder responding to that mid-round is no one makes me bleed my own blood sort of a vibe to it. I don't know, man. I kind of don't even care if this is a finish. I don't know. That's what the story requires. It'd be nice, I guess, but I don't want anybody to really lose in this one. Justin Howe says, cut. Yes, Felder is cut on the top right dead center of his forehead. Both of the gents kind of wish each other well here. Felder coming in strong, get some good boxing to start off this round. Dos Anjos mixing it up, keeping light on his feet. Felder continuing to kick a little bit more here. This is a better output that we've seen. However, we've continuously seen Felder start strong and Dos Anjos find the takedown throughout each of these rounds, and he about did it again. There wasn't a stuff, but there is definitely a moment where Felder said, listen, dude, I do not want to get taken down one more again. Justin Howe is saying, who do you think won? Right now, we're looking at a few rounds of RDA dominance. Who is coming back in, finds his way back over to the cage. And yes, thus far in, I think the better question is not who do you think won, because the fight isn't done yet. The better question is who is going to win, and what does Felder have to do to make something happen? The answer is that right now, Dos Anjos has been winning, and Felder needs a finish. And that is going to be dicey to do for a smart game plan as Dos Anjos has implemented here. Every single time he has timed out one of Felder's punches, he has found the way to a takedown and yet finds it once again. Now we're getting into Dos Anjos working that jiu-jitsu passing. Felder trying to keep a leg up, maybe seeing if he can kind of finagle some kind of triangle here. It is not going to happen for him. This is going to give plenty of time to Dos Anjos to work from here. If he does not get this full submission here, this will be plenty of time for him to go in and get the win just based off of that takedown. Strength and Mobility chimes in and says this might get stopped mid-round because of that cut getting crazier by the minute. Possibly, but I feel like the hard thing to do is stopping the action when they're on the ground. I don't really see that a ton as opposed to when they're standing up and they say like, hey, you're bleeding a lot. We should probably, can we stop that? Don Stoner chimes in and says, Whitman again, agree with corner. What the fuck? I mean, Whitman's got a hard job, dude. I don't know what to tell you. What's up, EJ Lumen? Good to see you. Felder's cut man didn't do a good job. I can agree with this. Now, if you're looking at that finish that you wanted earlier, Justin, this is what we do see. Dos Anjos, we talked about it. The head and arm choke is super dicey, and when you're tired, it is hard to fend that off. You know what I'm saying, Sven. Then, as you look at Rafael Dos Anjos starting to try and go to pass the guard and work his way on over to a more dominant position here, he is just fine continuing to rain down some punches while in this half guard. Felder now knows that if he doesn't keep some kind of frame here, this is not only a bad position for him, it could be the end of the fight. And Dos Anjos, very nicely, he does manage to pass the guard, albeit almost by accident, let's say. Hard to say. I mean, again, 144 left to go here. This is incredible. Dos Anjos control time has been 206, 243, 317, 154, and 227. And that is dominant. That is impressive. Now you're seeing RDA coming in with a few knees to the body here, and Felder isn't folding as much as he's just collapsing from the pressure put on by Dos Anjos. He looks like he wants to try and get away. Dos Anjos is going to get that waist lock once again, start trying to drag him down. This is really just... Again, this is really now about a minute away from being Dos Anjos' fight called in his favor by the judges. And you are seeing a drag down here. And Felder's still staying on his feet. I have to give him credit, man. Staying on your feet when you're that cut, that busted, that tired is not an easy task to do. So, 40 seconds left here. All Felder wants to do is break apart and try and hit him as best he can, but Dos Anjos is not going to let that happen, not in the least. We are about, again, 30 seconds away from a dominant win from Rafael Dos Anjos, and it does not look like Felder is going to be doing anything for the better on it. 20 seconds left. Maybe Paul Felder's thinking about a powerbomb here. It'd probably be a better choice, but instead, Dos Anjos just wrapping the legs and getting a takedown. Felder looking up at the clock, realizing his fate is essentially sealed here as Dos Anjos puts the pressure on him, staples the leg down, and I maybe get a couple punches here just for good measure, and they go ahead and pull him off now as Felder is exhausted. And you see Dos Anjos' team celebrating, knowing what they got. And I know that we talked a little bit about the idea of Felder retiring. If it is truly meant to be a retirement that we're about to see here right now, it would be with good cause and good reason. So I do understand that. Appreciate that. Thank you, Ref, for the show during the fight. I appreciate you, Sven. Thank you so much, man. Look forward to seeing you soon. It says, why is Herb Dean falling for work? I don't know. Good question. Except it wasn't. Dane Donovan, I think the weight cut was too much for the Dragon. I don't know. It's a good question. What's up? What's up, Hero? Good to see you, man. How have you been? How's wrestling going? Hope you're doing well. Hope I don't have to talk to Coach Eric and yell at you. about grades or whatnot. I don't even know how school is going. But anyway, I hope you're doing well. I think it's more than just the weight cut, man. I think it's hard to fight somebody like Dos Anjos who can read your levels really well. I don't care what your weight cut is going to be. You still have to fight a fight against somebody who's just able to get those takedowns so effortlessly. Oh, no, this is not going to be good. Listen, we're about to get to this in a second. I'm going to answer your questions as they come in. Chandler, Rex, just wait. Nobody's arguing here that Chandler is not going to wreck shop, dude, but fucking one thing at a time, man. Chandler right now would probably be a very, very good fight for Dos Anjos. Could potentially wreck him just based on athleticism. Dane Donovan, thanks, Raph. If I was Felder, I would retire. He has a great job with the UFC. Yeah, I agree, man. But I don't think you get into the fight game to be a commentator. RDA looked great. Absolutely, Todd Atkins. Very easy decision. So here's the discussion that we should have. Let's talk about these fight cards from the judges, the scorecards. Here's what they are. They read, Rafael Dos Anjos defeats Paul Felder via split decision, 47-48, 50-45, and 50-45. Who the fuck scored that 47-48? Like, legitimately, who did that? Like, given all of the amount of time that we just saw there with RDA in control, how are you conceivably saying 47-48? Ugh. Edwin Najmi even chimed in and said, in what world is that a split decision? Absolutely. Good Lord. I think we all just got dumber doing this. Christopher James Velez says, what the duck? I believe he probably meant to say a different word. Christopher James Velez says, who scored the fight for Felder? Don't know, man. Even Felder had a weird look. Dane Donovan just said the burger showed up. It did. And we're going to close with that in a second. But I want to hear what he has to say. Because if we are truly going to be done with Felder, I would assume we get some kind of notation here. But there was no gloves taken off, no anything like that. So we're kind of in a holding pattern here. We may have to wait till a press conference. Ooh, dicey. Anyway. And yes, Dane, you did chime in and say split. Nah. Here's what I'm going to say. Listen to this. Head strikes were 84 versus 49. Takedowns were 1-6. And then control time was 22 seconds to 6 minutes. And clinch time 8 minutes in favor of Dos Anjos. So while I see your head strikes at 84, I ask you, in what rounds did Paul Felder win? Like, just kind of show them to me on a scorecard and we can talk about that. Okay, so Dos Anjos is about to respond to a question from Bisping in regard to how did it feel to have somebody like Paul Felder step up at the very last minute? He said he went to go train in Brazil with Al-Assan. Those are the exact names. He talks about how his whole family got COVID. He got COVID.
To the 14 for today with Islam. 5 days before the fight, I got the news that he had to pull out, doing some infection. And when I got the news that Paul Felder would jump in, so I was training for a wrestler.
So apparently, Dos Anjos is saying, hey, listen, I was preparing for a southpaw wrestler, so that was, of course, going to be as part of the game plan. Steven Rosales says, yee, what a main event. Indeed, man. All the props in the world to one Paul Felder for showing up, man. And Felder says that was his first fight back in the lightweight division, and he's feeling pretty good. So, of course, Bisping is saying, you know, your game plan looked pretty out there and pretty well for us to kind of get from it. Yeah, I think he's giving credit to Felder and saying, listen, dude, when you step into a fight at the last minute, you have nothing to lose, so that makes it harder for the guy fighting you, which makes sense. He said, yeah, he has a lot on the line.
Going through a lot, but heads up for
He's struggling to say the hats off metaphor, but again, English, not his first language, also just fought a fight. So we'll be kind to him. And Bisping is saying, hey, listen, I assume you're, trying to get your belt back. So what's that about?
I think I want to face whoever is on the line for that belt.
And Dos Anjos is saying, listen, I want to fight whoever's on the line for that belt.
36 years old. Tonight was my 30th UFC appearance, I think.
He's saying he's 36. This is his 30th UFC appearance.
If you look to the contenders, I think like only me and Conor, we are the only.
Oh, Dos Anjos trying to come in for that Conor paycheck. Look at him, man.
Everybody else is all interim champions. So I think if the division's open, I think me and Conor is a fight to make.
Okay. I mean, I don't, but sure. Shoot your shot, bro.
Congratulations, my friend. Incredible performance. Thank you, brother.
I don't think we're going to hear from Felder, if I'm guessing. Pretty sure he's probably going to go to the back and figure out what's wrong with him. Or maybe, I don't know, do a better job on that cut. Kind of stitch him up. All right. Let's start to wrap this thing up, everybody. First and foremost, thank you all for joining us here tonight. Love to our sponsors. Oh, no, we do have a Felder. Ugh. And they're obviously going to ask him about the 5 days notice, so this could be your answer to if he is going to retire or not. Felder giving some notes saying he did feel a little tired, obviously. And he said he was, feeling in good shape for that triathlon. And he said he hasn't stepped foot in an MMA gym in almost 4 months. Wow. Paul Felder says Thursday night was one of the darkest nights in all of his career. Oh, sorry. Life. Aha! I told you. He wasn't retiring off this. He says he's not going anywhere. There's no way you're going to retire off of that. If you're going to retire, you have to go out on your terms. You don't go out on the fight where you just showed up for fucking shits and giggles because the UFC needs you.
You're only given these opportunities to shine and make a statement. And I said over and over and over and over again that this wasn't necessarily just about wins and losses. I know.
And he was saying, listen, it's not about wins and losses in his interpretation of the fight game. And I think he's trying to put the dollar signs into some kind of configuration here, saying, like, I got paid way more for this. Also, probably going to get fight of the night if we don't. Boop, boop. So here's what we're going to do. All right, let's say a few things. It says, IBJJF National, see you soon. Christopher James Velez says, see you, enjoy the burger. Hope you can find something on Netflix. Don't worry about that. I'll be just fine. And Don Starr says, love you guys. Osu. Well, Don, before you leave, I just want to show you the burger that I'm dealing with here, bud. Look at this. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to make your weight cut harder, but okay. This is really good. That's really good. Don, I'm so sorry to see you go. I want to eat all this while you're still here, but I bet you're leaving right now. All right. Let's close this out. Bisping is giving him some props, so I'll give you guys some props. It says Felder I love him. Good. Let's do this. Cheers on over to one Paul Felder for taking this. We didn't know he didn't step foot into an MMA gym for 4 months, but hey, listen, dude. He makes it all the way to the end of a fight against a former champion in the division, saves the card, saves all of us from the misery that would have been a fight week without it. He's very emotional right now as they're showing some replays in slow motion. They're going to give some final thoughts, but we'll do them first before they even finish. All right. What can we go ahead and tell you guys? We got a new episode of Grappling Hour coming out probably Tuesday. If not, maybe sometime this week. Also, we have a new episode of Verbal Tap that's coming out sooner than later. Myself and Kevin will probably regroup tomorrow and see when that is coming out. If not tomorrow night, maybe, again, sometime earlier this week, we'll probably talk a little bit about this, tell Kevin what amazing things that he missed. And Dane Donovan is saying, yeah, vote Don Stoner for the next SUG. I would get behind that one as well. It says, if you didn't have a Frenchie, I would hate you. Well, okay. Listen, Don, I feel bad about that. Okay. Well, I also, so sorry. Hard to make a point when I'm eating this delicious cheeseburger. Oh, yeah, it's so good. What was the point? Oh, right. You don't like me. Well, listen. Why not both? Why not enjoy me as a human being and my Frenchie? Which, by the way, I'll get to in a second. Give some love. NoGiBJJ, gear.com. Use a promotional code GRAPPLINGHOUR15. Save 15% off of whatever you put in your cart. DodgyCollective.com. Those people are awesome. I think that's going to do it for us here today. It's been a great day for grappling. We'll see you back on the mats. That cheeseburger is so good. Yeah. Eventually.